Now you got me thinking about how my mom will probably she definitely will listen to this. She watches all of my Instagram stories and shit. So,
if you're listening, Nick is getting pegged right now, in front of me. And
dude,
I hit record right when you started talking about that, so that's pretty good.
I said specifically, wait till I leave.
Yeah, you did, but I can't be held down by like standards like that. But also, like, I didn't want you to tell anyone until we got further into the movie because of that whole pegging scene in Bangkok Dangerous.
Yeah, that's where the.
What are you fucking with me? There's a pegging scene in it.
That's how the city got its name. I'm gonna see how many jokes I can make about Bangkok sounding like Bangkok, you know.
I think you found like some real new territory.
I'm can we cut that out? I don't know where I was going with that.
Going with that dangle.
I'm going dangle. God, I hate myself so much.
Okay. Well, anyways, I think we've gone through a bunch of pleasant nonsense here. We are here today to discuss the wonder that is Nicolas Cage in our first matchup here, our first matchup of all time. Last episode, we just went on a general overview of the Cage oeuvre. I don't know what that word means. It's something French, but I think
it's pronounced over.
Ovaries?
Yes.
Yeah. We went through just a general overview of his ovaries. And now we're here to talk about our first matchup. It is Bangkok Dangerous versus Next. Now, for the keen-eared viewer, you would know from listening to the last episode that neither of us had seen either of these films before this matchup. And, that's a thing.
And I know what you're thinking. Why would they do these two movies in the first episode? Because these are like the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody knows that.
These are generally the well-remembered ones out of Cage's entire filmography. I mean, like, every time I've talked to someone about like this podcast we're doing, everyone's like, "Oh man, Bangkok Dangerous is probably my favorite film of all time." Like, maybe. I mean,
if not favorite, like top 3.
Yeah, it's definitely top 3.
I mean, it put the entire country of Thailand on the map.
Yeah, like literally, they didn't even actually have Thailand on maps until this movie came out. It was kind of weird.
Yeah, it was like a fictional land.
Mm-hmm.
One boss.
And
yeah, well, before that, I mean, they had Siam on there, but they kept forgetting to update it, and then they saw this movie, and then we were like, "Oh shit, we're so behind."
Oh yeah, let's just do the Nicolas Cage one.
Yeah,
and that'll be our country.
Exactly. But yeah, and then people are like, "Next, that'll be in the next episode, right?" And then I was like, "That was a bad joke." So
well, it was pretty bad.
So stop saying that, people I made up, and definitely not me.
Actually,
I didn't make them up. What?
Next is a really topical movie right now, because not a lot of people know this, but it serves as the inspiration for the smash pop hit "Thank You Next." By Ariana Grande.
Yeah, I just found that out last night, actually.
Yeah, so basically her entire career was inspired by this movie, and so she decided to write a song. It just paying homage to the film that, started it all. And I think I respect that a lot,
Yeah. Also, Next, a highly topical film, because we're going to talk about it next.
Holy shit.
Boom.
Wow. That
hold on here.
Is there is there an Oscar for best transition of all time? Because first of all, we're going to put podcasts in the Oscars is the real goal here.
Yeah, podcasts really belong in the Oscars.
The Podskers. The Podskers.
The Podskers. The Potties. The pod racing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and then when we give out like the big award at the end of the night, we get Hayden Christensen. Wait, did Hayden Christensen play the young Anakin? I don't know.
No,
Regardless, we get Hayden Christensen to come out there, and he says, "Now this is podcasting."
Now this is podcasting. Can we clip that out and reuse that? We're gonna reuse that.
Yeah, that I don't want to say it again. I'd have to charge.
Yeah. Oh no.
I got you.
Yep. Thank you, Engineer Dave.
I think let's get a little summary of our two films here. Next is about Nicolas Cage. You know,
truly is.
It's a biographical film, but
So it is biographical in the sense that Nicolas Cage can see the future, which is why he refuses to quit. And yeah, it's about a guy who's a magician by day, and by night he's seeing his life 2 minutes in advance.
Da-na-na.
Yeah, so he's he can see the future, but there's restrictions. He can't just fucking, find out the score of the frickin' World Series
Hey, I'm gonna
Super
stop
Bowl.
you right there because I keep getting weird pops on Mike's. Mike.
Oh fuck!
I didn't know that the Nerdist was doing this idea already.
Well, Chris Hardwick is canceled anyway, so I think it's fine.
Oh yeah, he did a. I don't remember what he did. I don't care. I never cared about him in the first place, really.
It's hard to keep track of assholes that you already don't care about. So
yeah.
Do I have time to take a big shit?
Yeah, I think you do if you need to.
No, I was just...
What? Whoa. What?
Yeah, we're recording, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Well, so it is Nerdist. Welcome to Nerdist Podcast.
All right.
I'm Kumail Nanjiani.
And I'm Chris Harddick.
Oh, shit. You went there.
Yeah.
Speaking of boners, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. Like, he made a couple of boners with these movies, I think, maybe. Well, he certainly had a boner to Jessica Biel.
Yeah. I was referring specifically to the scene where they're standing in the kitchen, he's shirtless, and they're just having a normal conversation, but they pan down, and you see Nicolas Cage's hard cock.
It's like 15 inches of...
It's crazy.
Yeah. I didn't know a person could have a dick that big.
Honestly, there's a rumor that he bought a dinosaur bone and had it put in his wiener. So I think it's like it was the opposite of Marilyn Manson removing his ribs so he could suck his own dick. It was like he put bones in so he could suck his own dick.
I see. Oh yeah, he just put him in a different spot.
Yeah,
this is clever. I mean, like, I would rather than have a rib get removed, because you don't know what that rib does.
Right.
Maybe it's like
that could be the entire structural integrity of your torso.
Yeah, like maybe it does something crazy with your immune system. Dude,
right.
What does science know? Science doesn't even know that vaccines cause autism.
Not yet. They're working. They're getting closer.
Yeah, they're getting closer to understanding it. But
if you're missing a rib, there's nothing preventing like just something from entering your chest cavity. Like skin, not going to stop it.
Exactly.
The only reason you're not walking around with shit just flying into your chest cavity is because you got the rib cage.
Exactly. It's kind of
rib cage. Nick Cage did it.
Damn,
I did it.
Damn.
So
with that was quite the transition. But
quite the transition. Nicolas Cage got his name from having a love of rib cages. So,
and with that, we got the name of this podcast from having a love of Nick Cage's and the idea of fighting. Therefore, I don't know. This is a poorly panned out joke, but anyways, next.
Yeah, I mean, if you could think of one word that sums up that entire movie, what would it be? Next.
Yeah, exactly. You know? He's like, oh, next. He's already looking ahead at the next thing he's going to do. I mean, like, could you imagine this man at auditions? Like, if he was like a coach for auditions, like, he could already dismiss people off the stage without even having to sit through the fucking audition. Like,
Right.
that's a serious time saver.
They could walk out and he could be like, okay, you're good. Next.
Yeah, exactly. I think, like, his real calling was that. I don't know what he was doing with this whole, like, magician shit and, like, trying to stop a nuclear bomb and...
Yeah, okay, let's go over what Next is about, since we discussed it without context.
Well, how about you give a little short summary of what Next is, and I'll take them cocks banging.
Yes, you will take the cocks bang, and just make sure to stop me and correct everything I say when I'm done.
Okay,
we have.
What will we have? Do we really have this?
They have acquired
Okay.
Nicolas Cage as a as a magician. So he's a magician by day, and by night he can tell what's going to happen approximately 2 minutes from now.
And only at night.
Now, see, during the day, the sun is too bright to be able to see the future.
Yeah. It kind of like fucks with his brain. Because I think the part of his brain that sees the future is like related to his optic nerve, and when the sun is like up there taking up a lot of space in there, it kind of messes with his ability to see that.
Right. I mean, if he wears like those sunglasses with the shades in them.
You mean the flippy flop ones?
Yeah. Yeah, he can
see
you
wearing your feet around a pool.
Yeah, he can see like 45 seconds in the future if it's the daytime.
Oh yeah.
You just gotta block that sun out.
But anyways, Nicolas Cage sees up to 2 minutes into the future, between 45 seconds and 2 minutes into the future, and he's in love with this lady who he can see more than that into his future if she's there.
She represents the furthest into the future that he can see, because that's the power of true love.
And also the government's all like, we're the big old bad government. We want to take the cage away and make him stop bombs from exploding and killing people.
How come you're depriving the fucking feds of this power, brother?
Exactly. Hulk Hogan was in the movie.
Hulk Hogan was Nicolas Cage was Hulk Hogan in a mask. So.
Actually, Nicolas Cage, I believe, was playing Julianne Moore, playing her character, and he did a really good job because I didn't even realize he was playing Julianne Moore until like halfway through the movie.
Yeah,
that's only because like part of his mustache showed.
Yeah, there's a few flubs. There's definitely a few flubs in this one.
But moving on from Next to our next film, Cock Bang Jurodang. Bangkok Dangerous. We'll get a little short summary of this. Nicolas Cage is an assassin, and he's in Bangkok, and he's got 4 people to kill there. And also he's looking for love.
In all the wrong places.
Oh yeah. Or was it the right ones? It wasn't.
I don't think it was.
Yeah.
I mean, if finding love is enacted by you just like walking into a Walgreens and staring at somebody until they notice you, then yeah, that's
I mean, is that not the way to find love? Because I think I've been doing this wrong the whole time. Then
I usually go for like a CVS. It's just a little bit nicer.
Well, see, I went into this Walgreens for a while, and there was this lady stocking chips in the aisle, and I just, stared at her for a good 45 minutes, and then I got hauled away by the police because I wouldn't talk.
But you're married now, so
yeah, exactly. Married to the game.
Married to the game, and the woman in that Walgreens was the rapper The Game. So. Wow, we're good at this. We're really good. We're really good at this.
We fucking A+.
I fucking hate myself.
Hey, I've been hating myself and you for years. So like, it's only fair that the world knows now. But so going into this, I hadn't seen either Bangkok Dangerous or Next. My only knowledge of Bangkok Dangerous came from back in like 2008 when that movie came out. I think there were still Blockbusters around. And I remember seeing a million copies of it on the wall of a Blockbuster, and
They rebranded Blockbuster for the release of that. It was Bangkok Buster.
Oh, Bangkok Buster. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember that, and it didn't do that well, unfortunately. I mean, obviously, it didn't save Blockbuster, but I just remember. I swear, I remember seeing the poster for this movie a million times and like a million copies of it on a wall, and then, you know, I didn't have Netflix yet. I didn't have the luxuries that our modern society offers. I was still, you know, out back hand making tools so I could like cook my gruel. It's amazing how much can change in 11 years. But yeah, I just remember the wall being filled with copies of this movie that were not being rented out.
Those nobody was touching those.
And next is a movie that I kind of thought I remembered. But I didn't. I started watching it, and then I was like, oh, this is not at all what I was thinking of. I have no idea what I was thinking of.
I mean, if you told me that Nicolas Cage was a magician in every movie that he's in, I would probably believe it.
Yeah. Why wasn't he in Now You See Me?
That's a good question.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's a good calling for him, because
it's a movie. How come he's not in it?
Exactly. I mean, that's his thing. Just be in all the movies.
Hey, Nick Cage.
82 of them, at least, to date.
Get a new fucking agent, brother.
But, all right. We might as well, I guess, just jump right on into this. We're going to start with Next, because here's a little secret for the listener at home. We just watched it.
We are on the tail of Next.
Exactly. This is the next after Next. Thank you.
This is the next thing that we're doing after watching Next.
Exactly.
And it's my favorite movie.
It's certainly my favorite movie I've seen today.
Yeah, it's up there, top 10 for sure.
Okay. Let's get into this.
All right. So Next, how do you watch other movies after you've seen Next? You know,
I don't know. I guess you just yell next, or if you learn enough from the film, you know how to see 2 minutes into the future and know whether or not you're going to like that movie based off the 2 minutes before you watch it.
Right, because there's a big chunk of the movie where Nicolas Cage's character does instruct the viewer on how to see 2 minutes into the future.
Yeah, actually, it cuts about halfway through, and he gives instructions on it. I was on my phone at that part. I mean, I feel like I should go back and watch it, but I got, 80 other Nicolas Cage movies to watch before I go back and rewatch that one. So
yeah, and I can see 2 minutes from now, and I don't see you doing it. So.
Well, Next. It came out in 2007. Little fun fact for the viewer. 2007. Back in a time where, it was before the financial crisis. Middle America was, we were doing solid. The housing bubble was growing, but we didn't know it was a bubble.
Everyone was rich.
It was there. Everyone was rich. George W. Bush was our president. And the Iraq War had raged for 4 years. The war in Afghanistan had raged for only 6 years. Wow.
What a time.
Barack Obama was beginning to consider running for presidency. Hillary Clinton probably was too for her first run. John McCain was sitting there going, "I'm a maverick. I play for Dallas."
John McCain would get up and look in the mirror and say, "I'm still alive currently," which is what he would do.
And it was a really big motivator for him. But and then also, I don't know. I don't remember a whole lot of that year. I was 12, I think. I don't know. Wait, hold on. I don't even know my own age.
I don't know.
I was 13.
Either of our age.
Anyways, moving on from such a glorious year. We got a director, Lee Tamahori, known for directing such films as Go. You know all this, don't you?
He directed such
He's
films
a big Tamahori fan.
And I'm looking 2 minutes into the future. Quiet Earth, Came a Hot Friday, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, the film that everybody knows.
Oh, and Die Another Day also.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, Along Came a Spider and Die Another Day. But I feel like this was almost a sequel to Die Another Day because...
I mean, it is called Next. This is the next thing he's doing.
And if
5 years later.
Recall correctly, in Die Another Day, Pierce Brosnan could see 2 minutes into Halle Berry's future.
Exactly. And he was all like, "Hey, I'm going to get her drunk on martinis and sleep with her," I think.
Hey, 2 minutes from now, I'll already be
know
done
what?
fucking you.
Exactly. But you know what? James Bond, canceled.
Canceled.
Yeah.
Canceled.
Look at all that shit.
There's just too much evidence out there, and it's on film. So,
Well, production companies for next were, well, we got Revolution Studios Initial Entertainment Group, who do the first entertaining part of the movie. That's generally what they handle with Initial Entertainment
they
Group.
do the good part.
Mm-hmm. Virtual Studios, I believe, does all the CGI. And in this movie, they did about a 50-50 job on good and bad. But
It was very back and forth. Yeah.
and then Saturn Films, which Cage owns, had a hand in the production. And well, the movie's about 96 minutes long, which is, I mean, not bad. That's a pretty average film. It's not too long that it overstays its welcome. It's not too short that it disappoints. It's your standard film fare.
Yeah, and if it was like a minute longer, I might have given up on it. I don't know.
If it was 2 minutes longer, Cage wouldn't have been able to know.
He would have been able to see the credits scrolling up in reverse in the backwards direction.
Yeah. Yeah, which did trim me up for a minute there. But
I mean, we did drop acid before this, so
yeah, maybe
that's why we sound so great right now.
This film had a budget of $70 million, which is a large amount of money by most human being standards. And actually at that time, I think that was a pretty big budget. But nowadays we're seeing like most big budget movies are at least 100 million, if not more, which is getting freaking ridiculous.
70 million nowadays is just like you can get one Transformer in the movie.
Yeah.
That's it.
And then at the box office, it made $76.1 million. So made a total of $6 million at the box office. So
pocket change.
Not exactly the biggest blockbuster. That went to Bangkok Dangerous, which was all over Blockbuster.
That won the Oscar for biggest blockbuster.
Exactly. They constructed a whole blockbuster in Bangkok. But the film made $18.2 million in the U.S. So the large majority of this film, $58 million, was made overseas. People at home here not hankering to see the Cage Man, see the future.
We don't respect the Cage Man enough in his own country, which is a problem.
It really is. He's not getting the recognition he deserves.
It's this American education system not informing the youth.
Yeah, I know. Like, well, I went through high school. Not once did they tell me anything about Nicolas Cage. I went through public high school. I mean, that's a public health epidemic right there. They're telling us that,
right now.
that vaccinations are good. They're not telling us about Nicolas Cage. They're not telling us about, who knows what they're not telling us about? Literally, I don't. I mean, shit.
I literally don't know anything because they just tried to, teach me that climate change was real.
But moving on from that obvious lie.
Thank you.
Reviews for this film. Now, I got some Rotten Tomatoes scores here and some Metacritic scores. On Rotten Tomatoes, we got a 28% for Next on the tomato meter, so not so hot when we're judging it based off of how critics viewed this film, but audience scores give it a 53%, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm personally a man of the people.
Oh yeah, I'm all about that audience score.
It's, and that, 53%, sounds about average, right? So, Metacritic gives it 42 out of 100 based on 23 critical reviews. Again, a lot better than the Rotten Tomatoes score. And Metacritic's user reviews is a 6.1 out of 10. Not really sure why Metacritic decides to rank critic scores on a scale of 0 to 100 and user scores on a scale of 0 to 10, but
you can't trust the viewer.
It's true.
They're not trained professionals.
Yeah, they lose a decimal place because of because they're just not professional enough. You have to go and get your degree before you get an extra fucking, whole digit slot.
Right. It's like you can't get verified on Twitter by just being a guy who watches movies. You got to be a learned professional.
Yeah, first you got to be a guy on Twitter who watches movies, who then makes a podcast about Nicolas Cage and then gets verified. Jack, verify me. Wait, it's Jack, right? I'm not fucking this up.
Tom.
Oh, from the guy from MySpace? He did Twitter also?
Notch.
Oh, Notch. Oh, yeah, I forgot it was Notch.
Yeah, it was Notch.
But that's all of the general information. But
we did watch this movie, right? For sure, we watched this movie.
I think so. I can't really be sure. I mean, the acid's kicking in pretty freaking hard right now, and I'm not really sure I was even born. But this was based on the Philip K. Dick story, The Golden Man, written in 1954. It's a short story, and I haven't read it.
I haven't either. All I can really say about it is Philip K. Dick? That's a funny name. What are you, a PP? Are you a big PP?
You know, I bet his fans, people are really into him, but they're called dickheads.
Oh my god. They should. I mean, as if somebody with the name PP would have fans. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
And this film was filmed mostly on location, it seems, in a variety of spots in California, like a whole boatload of California spots, and also a few in Arizona and in Las Vegas in Nevada. So
I especially liked the scene where they were leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah, I think that whole scene was actually a summary of that film.
Yeah, it was. I mean, they were each Cage film pays homage to another Cage film. It's kind of like it's basically the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but with Cage.
Yeah, they got little like hints and
tons of Easter eggs. Like we had to watch this like 3 times just to really catch everything.
Oh yeah, I missed the after credits bit on this one.
Yeah, I think it was Nicolas Cage, and it was fucking the Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh damn. Oh, his wife has a cameo in this film.
Ah, yes.
As in one of the early scenes, he's doing a little magic demonstration on stage where he predicts successfully, because he's got this whole 2-minute thing going on, that this lady's necklace is going to come loose and fall in her drink. It does, and also, that was his wife, so I bet she was in on it.
Yeah, and you can see him kind of like give her a look like, we're working right now, but like later on, you'll be my wife again.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, well, not right now, hon. Right now we're like,
we're in character right now, sweetie.
Exactly. So I'm going to go hit on that, the lady at the craft services table, and I stay in character between scenes. So, like, you're just going to have to deal with that. And when we get home, then we can deal with this. Also, Cage's jacket that he wears in this, which is a beautiful golden brown type number color. In fact, I was distracted by a significant portion of the film because I was like, damn, I want that jacket, actually. It's a pretty cool jacket. It's kind of a golden color, and it's a nod to The Golden Man. The fact that this film was based on that story, I guess. Well,
story
not a nod to the fact. But
Phil P.P.
Yeah, by Philly Pippy.
And yeah, he wears 2 total outfits in this movie. He's got his he starts out in the magician tux.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, he changes into this Golden Man jacket and a gray T-shirt.
Are we going into the Cage styling bit? Mm-hmm.
Are we?
I think this is where we're at here.
This is where we're at here.
All right. So for the first scene of the movie, Cage is decked out in this beautiful little tuxedo with a lot of the ruffles on the front. I don't know what you call those, the big old ruffle things.
I think they're called magician folds.
Yeah, magician folds, I think. That's where you generally a magician hides the pigeons and the rabbit that's in the hat.
It's not actually
in the hat.
There's like
it's
little
in the folds.
Right, there's like mirrors between the folds.
Yeah, that kind of obscure the stuff. And then he's wearing that. He goes into a bathroom, takes off his white shirt, and has a black T-shirt underneath, which confused me, but it's a thing he can do. He's Cage. He can do what he wants. And, he rocked it well when he wore it with his straw hat that he left out of there.
Oh, yeah, he fucking... See, here's the thing. I support everything Nick Cage does in this movie, but there are several crimes that he commits where there's a clear victim, and that is most prominent when he steals a poor old man's hat
Exactly.
while he's like taking a piss or
the
something.
guy's sitting there, like, washing his face, like, probably trying to wipe away the tears that he's in a casino and just bet his entire life savings that he's supposed to live off of. He's
Right.
just sitting there, like, trying to hide the fact that he's crying by splashing water on his face, and Cage just fucking mercilessly comes up and he grabs that hat and he puts it on and he leaves. The man shows no remorse.
Absolutely none. He's a sociopath.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then after that, he changes into his general movie outfit where he's got his nice little golden jacket on, a gray t-shirt, and some jeans. It's a
he
pretty
never
basic
changes
outfit.
again.
Never changes again, except to take it off and, show that big old buff chest thing of his going on. I guess he worked out for this film.
He does
But
take it off when they do sex.
Oh yeah, when they have the sex. Dude, wait, I don't know if I'm not comfortable talking about that part yet.
We'll get there.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, we were good. I can't think anymore. I'm thinking about all that sex.
The fucking sex. The implied sex.
It was delicious. All the implied sex. It was like one scene they're kissing, the next scene they're naked in a bed, waking up together. You don't see anything, but you know what happened.
Yeah, as a sharp-eyed viewer, you know that they did banging.
They did the bang bang. And well, yeah, that's all I got here for little ficky facts. So why don't we go on into a plot summary?
Right.
Speed on right up to that sexy part.
Oh yeah. So after Nick Cage, leaves his IRL wife at the old magic show, he hits up the I was gonna say blackjack table, but I don't know if that's what he was playing.
I'm pretty sure it was blackjack.
Yeah. And of course, at this point, we don't know yet that he can see 2 minutes into the future. This is kind of when they're unpacking it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we see Julianne Moore and her cronies, and they're watching him real close. They know
Big
something's
government
up.
spying on you, just like they really do.
Just like they do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
and
sure
so got cameras around here.
They apparently have known about this guy, and they have sussed out the fact that he can see into the future. I don't know how you go about doing that.
Yeah, they just know. I mean,
if anybody in my life can see specifically 2 minutes into the future, I am not keen to it at all.
I've got some suspicions. Like, I think I know one or two people, maybe. But
he's looking at me like he knows. He doesn't know shit. Okay.
I'm telling you, something is going to happen in 2 minutes.
Something certainly will.
Well, I'm not pointing any fingers. Okay, so they are sussing him out. He looks directly at the camera that they're watching him through, and they're like, "Oh fuck, he can hear us," because naturally, of course, he can hear you. I mean, he can hear everything.
That's really the only logical conclusion when someone looks into a camera and you're talking about them is that he can hear you.
I mean, what else would you think?
Yeah.
And so, knowing what he knows, that he has been, figured out, he leaves the blackjack table and he stops a robbery in progress, which, you gotta do.
He gets a little premonition-y, not totally. Okay.
Right.
But
not enough to like stop this guy before he pulls out a gun on the poor teller lady. I
think he literally did do that. He stopped him beforehand.
Oh, did he?
There are a lot of cuts in this movie where they'll show his premonition of the future as if it's happening and then jump back to
him just saying like, nope.
He's like, oh shit, that's happening.
Not gonna let that one play out.
So he sees this guy shoot two people and then run away, and then he's like, no. You and your fucking powder blue suit are going down. So he like punches the guy up, like grabs that gun, and like, go.
They grab that fucking. He grabs the fucking gun, which of course is when the feds catch up with him.
Exactly.
And they see this deranged, sweaty man with a massive forehead holding a gun.
I do want to say, actually, that was a look. He's like all drunk. His hair's all ruffled up. He's smoking cigarettes, walking around. He's like, his suit is like wrinkly looking and kind of stained.
It's a look.
I mean, damn, it's the look.
And when he's escaping the casino, the way he ducks the security is like putting his head down to light a cigarette or pretending to blow his nose. Real clever stuff. And it works. As we discussed, he takes that guy's hat and he's out ski.
Out, skeet, motherfucker.
Exactly. There we go. He leaves the casino, which is when we get into our first car chase. And in case the viewer has forgotten at this point that he can see 2 minutes into the future, they splatter him with a train. He's
fucking destroy him with some of the worst CGI I have seen in quite some time.
It was real bad. I don't know. I can't speak to what it looked like at the time because it's been a while since I've watched a bunch of 2008 movies back to back, but it did not look good.
Yeah, 2007. Friend.
Oh, sorry.
Don't forget it, because this was before hope and change. This was before we needed hope and change because of that financial crisis. We were still rich at this point. Exactly.
It's been about 3.5 minutes since I said that shit. I was gonna rickroll you guys so hard. Sorry, just keep going.
All right.
So yeah,
missed opportunity of the rickroll.
He gets splattered by the train. He's able to correct it because he can. I'm pretty sure he can see into the future. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, he can always see where future is. Like
right,
and he's just got like premonitions of this dude drinking lean, talking in threes and just kind of wandering around. I mean, I assume that's how future talks, right? He just goes around. Hey, how's it going, my man?
Just triple it. I can't remember if there's a voiceover at this part, but we learn that the furthest he can see into the future is with a lady.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lady out there that he knows is going to be his lady.
And she is unbelievable.
Oh, shit. And yeah, that's correct. She is played by Jessica Biel.
Mm-hmm. Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that pun was spot on then.
Accidental pun, and let me tell you something. So good. So he... I don't know what the transition to this is, but he goes into this diner. And we see good old Jay Beals sitting at a table, and he does the thing where he just stares at her.
Yeah,
and, she walks
which will be a common theme, as we'll see going on to when we get into the next film.
Oh yeah,
the Cage seduction style is a deep stare with maybe a smile, maybe some confusion, maybe some like worry. I don't know what's going on. I couldn't really place the emotions in this one. I assume when I get through the next 80 movies, I'll be able to get a really good read on Cage's emotions just by looking at his face. But
yeah,
but in this instant, he gave her a good like minute and a half stare down.
She walked past him and he turned to continue staring at her. Just didn't blink the entire fucking time.
It was fucking deadlocked with the eyes. It was unnerving, and I'm not even in the film, like
right. And I know that if I was in her position, I wouldn't know that like, oh, that's Nicolas Cage.
Exactly.
So I feel like from her perspective, she walks into a diner and there's just an insane man fucking staring at her. And so he plays out, they get into kind of like a weird, almost rom-com kind of thing here, where he like keeps approaching her with different icebreakers, including my favorite one. This is okay. You ready for this?
Yeah.
He says, "What's the deal with the coffee here? They use what's with the bean they use?" And she rightfully looks at him and says, basically, what the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly. How the fuck should I know? I haven't even gotten coffee yet. I just sat down. And a fucking walking forehead came at me and said, what's with the bean here?
it was weird. And so he does a few of those, including.
I think that would be a better icebreaker in Chicago.
Oh, what's with this bean?
Yeah, exactly.
There or Boston.
Oh yeah, that too.
Because in Boston there's that like really big clit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and everyone who walks up and like flicks it.
Yeah,
but I mean, when I went to Boston for the first time, which was half past never, I was really confused by that.
Oh yeah, it's a bad state.
Mm.
I mean, not like the state of Massachusetts. Like Boston isn't a bad state. I guess that does mean that's
which does mean Massachusetts.
Yeah,
I mean they got like the Celtics and shit.
Gross. Let's not send me into a rage. I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Bucks in 6.
Bucks in 6. So he runs through his pickup lines, including one where he just like gets up and starts walking toward her, and she's like, "Don't even think about it, mister."
Yeah, that was a weird one. I don't know how he managed to dodge that one, because like it was like he was just getting up from his seat, and she was like, "Nope, stay right there."
Which is like, what the reaction should have been as soon as she walked in and saw this man staring at her.
Yeah.
But
honestly, if I walked in and I saw a guy staring at me like that, I'd probably turn around and walk right out. Unless I saw it was Nicolas Cage, which, I mean, she couldn't have known it was Nicolas Cage because he wasn't even Nicolas Cage. He was like Chris Johnson or something.
Yeah.
Or Cadillac Frank
Cadillac.
Oh, yeah.
Great magician name.
Exactly.
And so we find out that she's meeting someone, which we find out is her like stalker ex.
Mm-hmm.
He comes in and he without flinching says, "Yeah, I've been fucking following you around."
Yeah. You know how long it took me to find you? I've been stalking you for days.
And it took me this long to catch you. I've gone to every place that I know that you are.
Mm-hmm.
And you weren't there. So that's weird. And so Nicolas Cage puts it upon himself to interject.
Yeah, get a little breakup. Like, hey, is this guy here bothering you?
Right. You need me to take care of this, sweetheart?
Yeah. I'll punch his fucking lights out.
And
I don't know what this accent is I'm doing. It's like somewhere between like New York Italian and Australian, but
I'm loving it.
Whoa, that's trademarked. I don't think we can use that.
Can we take it out too?
We're gonna have to cut that, but move on.
So he the first time he approaches the old Beely and her boyfriend. This guy goes into a blind rage and attempts to beat the shit out of Nicolas Cage. But here's the caveat: he knows what's gonna happen.
He can duck, dip, dive, and dodge and dodge again, because I forgot to put that at the start. But
he thinks that he's gonna be like this baller ass motherfucker that's like blocking every punch, and she's just gonna melt for it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of it all, she's not interested.
Nope.
She likes a bit more of a sensitive guy, which you can call me if you would like, Mrs. Beale. And so he decides to go back and just take a punch straight to the fucking face from this guy.
And then just fall to the floor.
Right, so she can white knight him and be like, "Oh, sweetie, let me help you." And it works.
He's like, "Oh, I'll let you help me. I can see exactly how you can help me. 2 minutes ahead."
I know.
Well, more with you, but
I can see. If I could see 2.5 minutes in the future, then I could see me washing up after I'm done in 40 seconds.
Exactly.
So, in one swoop, they have like a conversation. And next thing you know, they're in a fucking car driving into the desert together.
Yeah, I was like writing something down or like sending a text or something, but I don't know how he managed to convince her to start driving with him. But like next thing I looked up, they were just in a car together driving.
This is what she used as a qualifier. She said, "You are not a psycho, ? Right? ? Exclamation point.
Oh, I do remember that. Like first sign I see of psychoness from you, you're getting kicked out. Which,
right.
It's setting the bar pretty low. So call me Beely.
Exactly. I mean, but can you like? I would pick up a stranger. Like you got to give them the benefit of the doubt. You got to put them in your car, take them out to the desert,
Mhm.
and then if they try anything weird, then you fucking flip it around on them.
Exactly. You
Machete
tell them to
to
get
the
out of
neck.
the... Oh.
Oh, yeah, that way, or that way, yeah. But yeah, they really waste no time going from I'm a stranger who your stalker punched to road trip.
Yeah. Way out of Vegas, and I think to California.
Yeah,
is where they're at.
they like stop in Arizona and
Oh yeah, they do stop in Arizona. Yeah, they stop at the Grand Canyon.
The
at a Native
Grand
American
Canyon.
Reservation. I don't recall the tribe, but
Yeah, it was one of them. It was one of those tribes. And this is when we learn that Frank Cadillac is unfortunately not his real name, but we do learn the history of it.
oh yeah, possibly the best name choice of all time. Apparently, just slammed together two things he liked.
His two favorite things,
Oh, his two favorite things.
I think,
Okay.
which are naturally Frankenstein
Mhm.
and, you guessed it, Cadillacs. And I mean, like a normal top two favorite things. You know,
Mhm.
I think mine would be like beer and butts. So like my magician name would be Beer Butt.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good choice. I think mine would probably be, Beans, BMW. I mean,
I like it.
That kind
Beanie
of sounds like a
BMW.
rapper. Beanie BMW. Sounds like someone from like 2006 making a ringtone rap song.
It's Beanie Siegel in his new BMW. So we get this. I don't even want to call it a reveal that's not his real name because it's really like okay.
I'm sure
I
that your
don't have
last
to-
name is fucking Cadillac.
I don't have to believe that this guy's real name is fucking Frank Cadillac. That's fine. So they end up in a cabin where they, as we mentioned before, they take off the golden jacket and they fucking throw down. I'm talking implied penetration.
All sorts of implied sex. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the implications are nuts. I mean, they just laid. I can only assume that they did it every which way, but nothing.
Innocent minds might be able to assume that they were just cuddling or whatever, but his chest is glistening with just the steam of sex.
Yeah, that man was. I mean, he got some ripped pectorals going on. He's all like,
He's got
right
just
up
the
there.
right amount of chest hair.
Yeah. His skin is shining from
man.
like the sweat glistening off of him from being in this hot Arizona desert, and they just get it. They get it on. And I don't really know exactly how he managed to convince her to sleep with him. I mean, I guess like he can see 2 minutes in the future and he can be like, oh, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. This, that, blah.
Yeah.
Which is a little rapey.
It is a little weird because nothing about this feels right.
Mhm.
And they try to kind of put this relationship into like hyperspeed. Like,
Yeah, they really jump at this at like fucking 70 miles an hour, just like flying right into this thing. Because by the next scene, she's all like, I don't want you to go. I don't want you to die. And like, blah, blah, blah. I want you to stay here with me, stay in bed. And I'm just a little bit like, this seems like a crazy amount of attachment for two people who've known each other for all of 48 hours.
yeah, it seemed, you can definitely tell, and I don't know this for sure even, but it feels like a man wrote this because he gave her the dick once and she was like, oh my God, please never leave.
Complete me.
Right. So it does feel like some kind of weird male fantasy.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm not here to argue with true love. If the
Yeah, who knows?
fucking-
Maybe they really found it. This was where they both needed to be, and they're both ready for everything. Well, I mean, obviously he was. He'd been waiting for this for. I have no idea how long he's been having premonitions of this lady for, but apparently a long time. And,
yeah, he has known of her, and he's actually not that much different from her stalker. He's kind of been
yeah, he's been
like-
stalking her in a completely different way. Never
And-
even saw her, but he's been stalking her.
like, I don't know what's worse. someone who's following me around or someone who's like sitting on their couch and can see what the fuck I'm doing. It's honestly, she could do better, I feel like.
Yeah.
But as Mr. Cage puts it, he is her future.
Yeah. I'm her future.
Punch me.
A line that he puts in every fight with that stalker man for some reason.
Oh yeah, he can't not say it.
Exactly.
He has to walk up and say, "I'm your future," and it works. So,
I mean, Cage is a rather seductive man. That forehead is just
oof. And see, that's why you don't notice him staring at you, is because his eyes are all the way down here.
exactly.
His forehead is like a mile
It's like
away.
3/4 of his face down.
Yeah.
It's just not as you tend to look in the middle, which is right at that forehead.
His eyes are not in the middle of his face.
Yeah.
So where are we at? They're banging in a cabin, and eventually Jessica Biel gets intercepted by those feds, Julianne Moore and such.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember any of the characters' actual names except Chris Johnson, Frank Cadillac Man. I don't remember any of the. They're just Julianne Moore and Jessica Biel, and then
they might have never even. They might not have names. I don't recall them ever saying it. But,
yeah.
Jessica Biel gets intercepted by Julianne Moore, and basically they tell the old Bielster that they try to convince her that Cage is like a psychopath,
dangerous man.
He's a dangerous man.
He's got to be taken down a notch.
Right. So naturally, they tell Jessica Biel to roofie Nicolas Cage, so they can kidnap him and strap him to a chair.
Yeah, she's got to get him to leave the room for more than 2 minutes and drop that pill into his OJ.
Yeah.
So he can not know that had happened already and that he's going to get knocked out. It's a plan that doesn't seem to work exactly, because I feel like he could see himself drinking the orange juice and pass out even if he didn't know the drugs were in it. Like, I don't know how it was supposed to work exactly. But
also, the FBI doesn't know like the full extent of his ability either. So I don't know why they would just assume that he wasn't going to figure out that he was being drugged. I mean, he doesn't. She tells him.
Yeah, she does. She like breaks down and is all like, I don't think she says I love you, but she's like crying about how she doesn't want him to die or go away. And she
as soon as he is about to like sip the orange juice, she's like, "Don't drink it. I drugged you." And he's like, "Thanks, babe, for telling me."
And then he does his proving thing that he can see the future by flipping through them TV channels.
Oh yeah, he flips through the TV channels and he knows what's going to be on the next channel.
Including Doctor Strangelove, fun fact.
Doctor Strangelove, which I haven't seen, but according to IMDb, has something to do with like a nuclear something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it actually, whoa, I didn't even put that together. I was just sitting there being like, I like that movie. Funny movie.
So what we failed to mention is that Nicolas Cage has been approached by the FBI, and they want him to use his power.
Well, he hasn't been approached. He's seen that he would be approached, and dodged that shit.
Oh, right. That conversation didn't actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows that they want to use his power to suss out where this weapon of mass destruction is about to go off.
Mm-hmm.
So he escapes. He devises some quick escape plan when she tries to drug him. And
he writes a note with like some instructions on what for her to do, and he's like, at 9:17, I need you to wait 45 seconds and then do what this says. And then she's all like, okay. And then apparently,
sure.
Yeah, it involves like laying a brick on the pedal of a truck and then letting it go down a hill. And like, there's a bunch of explosion-y shit, and the CGI flips back and forth between good and bad. And
yeah,
like looking like a PlayStation 1 game and looking like mildly believable. And
yeah, it was an intense sequence. There's like this whole thing where the truck goes down the hill. There's like logs rolling down this hill, and then he runs into Julianne Moore, and she's like, are you just gonna let me die? And then he's like, nah, bitch, that's not what I was doing.
Mhm.
I was waiting for the right moment. And then they like almost get crushed by a log, but not quite.
Mhm. He manages to do it just in time.
Right.
Saves her. And then she's like, but no good deed goes unpunished. Bitch, I'm taking you in.
And so this is where we have him strapped into a chair.
In that Clockwork Orange eye-opening device, which I feel like there's a whole lot of Kubrick reference going on in this little bit of time here.
Yeah. Definitely some Clockwork Orange shit going on here. And they force him to watch the news until he can figure out where the fuck this bomb is going to go off, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then instead of...
Which, I gotta say, like, they think he can only see 2 minutes in the future, which he can only see 2 minutes in the future, unless Jessica Biel is involved and then he can see further in the future. How are they gonna have people positioned everywhere in the city to be able to get into a spot where they can disarm a nuke within 2 minutes?
Right. It's
like,
insane.
This whole plan seems really freaking dumb. But, I don't know.
And he tells them flat out, like, you know, I can't fucking see shit anyway unless it involves me, right? And so they're like, okay, well then, what if we
make you watch the news?
We're gonna make you watch the news, and he finds out that the terrorists who have armed this weapon, who are also simultaneously trying to track down Nicolas Cage.
Mm.
So it's like the feds racing the terrorists who are like, one's trying to intercept him to use his power, one's trying to kill him so they can, you know, do their terror stuff.
Yeah, so they can blow things up like you do.
Like you do.
It's a group of Russian terrorists that speak Serbian and French and a bunch of weird shit and just want to nuke LA for some reason.
They're the Frenchest
like
Russian dudes I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And so yeah, what he ends up seeing is that Jessica Biel's being used as a pawn. She's like strapped to a wheelchair with like a bomb vest, and he breaks out of there because he's like, I gotta save my girl.
Yeah, it's like, bum me a smoke. Oh wait, smoke gone, with a snap of his fingers, and then he's all whipping and dapping and
yeah, because they don't want you to forget that he's a magician.
Exactly.
So he uses his little Houdini tricks to escape. But then he tracks down the location where he saw her getting blown up. And she's not there yet. And so Julianne Moore, who is meanwhile chasing him, is like out of breath, and she's like, it's okay. She's not here yet.
Oh, hold on. I think at this point I gotta say, spoilers. Shit. I did spoilers for this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Never mind. Go on. For everybody who didn't want the first half of the plot room. No, I don't care.
The spoiler is that Julianne Moore is not much of an athlete, apparently. She's super out of breath from just, like, running up an entire building. So,
but yeah, she's just like, we know where she is, we know who has her, and we know what they're gonna do. If you go out there, they're gonna kill you, but like, we'll figure this out. We got this shit, Cage, bro. And they do a chest bump, and you know, they're all pumped up, and they go at it, and they do it.
They go to rescue her.
Mm-hmm.
They use Cage as like the scene where they're going to the like bad guy base, the FBI and Nicolas Cage. It feels a lot like you know, one of those shows where like the cops got a psychic. They're like, point us to where we have to go.
Oh yeah. He's pretty much standing there like, hey, shoot that guy over there. He's like hiding in that thing, and then they're like,
right.
And he's like, I don't see him. And then he's like, then Julianne Moore's like, bitch, like, give me that. Where do I shoot? Okay, shoots, dead man. Bam.
And then we get that great scene where there's like 10 different Nicolas Cages.
Oh yeah, that was wonderful. Actually, there were a lot more than Nicolas Cage. He's like investigating a variety of futures, and it's just like one Nicolas Cage turns into 3 Nicolas Cages, and each of those turns into 3 Nicolas Cages as he walks down 4 or 5 different paths paths of the catwalk. And which this whole thing is in some factory with a catwalk. I don't know where.
Yeah.
Understand it really, but
it's just some dangerous place. Probably wherever Terminator 2 ended.
Oh yeah.
And so what happens next is a bit confusing, to me at least, because so we get him approaching one of the terrorists who is like holding Jessica Biel captive, and he's progressing forward, and like the multiples of him are getting shot.
Mm-hmm.
Which
he sees like 45 futures, where in 44 of them he's getting shot and dies.
Right, but it seems to imply that the guy can see all of the Nicolas Cages because he's just kind of unloading.
No, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it was shot weird. I think they were just like showing that in one of those futures he took all those shots and they all missed. But in the other futures he dies at a different shot in one of them.
But in the execution, it just kind of looked like this guy's unloading at like 40 Nicolas Cages.
It's true.
So it was a little confusing. But I think, is this where the twist happens?
A little bit after that, yeah. They save the Beals.
They save the Beals.
Yeah, they take off her bomb vest and they disarm it, and then
takes about 45 minutes to get the fucking bomb vest off.
Yeah. And then he's just like, "Oh shit, I made a mistake." And then boom, the city explodes in a nuke.
The nuke destroys everything.
Yep. They all die. Giant ships flying out of the water. People murdered. CGI bad. Like, it even destroyed the CGI.
Yeah. Like, even the computers were affected by this explosion. And so this is where we get the kind of the twist / like, it's like a dream sequence kind of twist, which we discussed. We kind of expected them to pull something like that.
Yeah.
Due to how he could see further in the future if Beale was involved. But
I did not see the extent of this coming, where like it cuts all the way back to that night when they were getting the sex on, when they went with the bangs.
It just cuts straight back to them laying in bed together, glistening Nick Cage. None of any of this has happened.
Mm-hmm. He just saw all that shit about to happen because he can seal. I think that's what we'll call him seeing in the future when Beale's there. It's sealing. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically like blew a load and then saw the next day and a half. is basically the what happened.
Which I've been there, but like never with that level of detail.
Oh, right, right. I mean, coming is a very very powerful thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's usually like a day, not more than that. And I mean that's pretty much it. They throw the twist at you.
Oh, yeah. And then at the end, well, after the twist, he just gets up and he calls the he's FBI agent. He's like, they're preparing to try kidnap Beale to make him drug him. And he's just, before Beale's even up, he's just like, "Hey, I'll do this, but I got conditions." And then like, bam, roll credits.
Right. And of course, the condition is that she is not involved.
Yeah, that she's not involved. Yeah. So, opinions on the film, overall thoughts. I'm gonna go ahead and say I thought this wasn't a bad movie necessarily. It had a couple of weird plot points and stuff like that, but nothing that was overly distracting. It was all like nothing that distracted me in the moment while I was watching the movie. It's all stuff that like afterwards I was thinking about it and I'm like, that seems like a bit of a plot hole.
Yeah.
It was pretty well done. The CGI not that great. Cage wasn't really a big part of the action. He's more like the pointer man, where he's like, "Oh, action gonna happen there," and then they had people who were pretty good action stuntmen doing stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay. Wasn't particularly good. Wasn't particularly bad. But if I'd saw this in any other context, I probably would have been like, well, I don't regret seeing that, but I don't plan on seeing that again necessarily. You know,
right?
It wasn't. It was just kind of meh.
It's a very run of the mill action flick with slight twist to it.
An interesting premise.
Yeah, it's. I didn't hate it.
Mm-hmm. Is that all you got?
Final verdict: didn't hate.
True. Didn't hate.
Okay, it was okay. Yeah, it was a fun time.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun time, but yeah, that's it. That's it. You know what? It was a pretty fun time. It was all right. It was all right. It was a good time. And with that, I think we're done with Next.
Yeah, I think we talked a lot about Next.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Next. Now on to the thing that comes after Next.
When you bang your cock.
Mm-hmm. But first, I think we're going to take a little short break here, use the bathroom, drink some water, and be right back.
We'll be back.
Cock bang jerdang.
Big cock. Dangy dang.
Oh.
This is for the questions that don't have an answer. The midnight something and the topless dancers. I don't know the words to that song. Get in the pit and try to love someone.
Whoa. Sorry, I was just checking to see how much of me I could hear on mic, depending on how loud I got.
Yeah, you clipped.
Are we allowed to yell?
I'm sorry. Well, wait, are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Pussy ass bitch.
All right. And we're back.
And we have returned, and we're refreshed and ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting a
Took
little
a second
sleepy.
to listen to Youth of the Nation by POD to get inspired.
Yeah, we had to get back in the zone, so we got a little POD going, and
we thought podcast, PODcast.
It's only right.
And we are the Youth of the Nation.
And I don't know if we've mentioned this yet, but we are a strictly Christian podcast.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, strictly.
I mean, I did talk about Nicolas Cage's boner a couple times, but that's just, in the scope of, like...
Mm-hmm. Sometimes as a Christian, you have to have examples of what sin is in order to be a good Christian. So we were just trying to give examples there. But, we got the 10 Commandments hung up on the wall over here. The courts tried to stop us, but they couldn't do it.
We're going to carve them into our
we were
chest.
A Christian nation.
Oh, yeah. Strictly. But so, what's next on the docket? What other movie did we do?
Bangkok Dangerous.
Ah, yes. The Bangkok Dangerous.
This one's rated R, so adults only here.
The last one was PG-13, right?
Yep. Little, a pig 13. Bangkok Dangerous. Rated R for restricted.
Don't take your kids to see this one.
Came out in 2008, so already we're in a more cynical time here. The financial crash, it's happening. The bubbles burst.
Everybody who was rich, which was everybody,
exactly,
is starting to kind of, shop a little more frugally. We don't really. That's when I stopped paying for Amazon Prime, and I just I drive to the Amazon warehouse now.
Exactly, and you just pick it up yourself. It's a great way to make some money back. But we were looking for some hope and change. And Nicolas Cage hoped to deliver that to us with Bangkok Dangerous. So he got his his buddies, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, the Pang brothers.
The Pang brothers.
Mm-hmm. Danny and Oxide Pang. I don't know if his name is Oxide or if it's pronounced that way, but it's the way it's spelled, like carbon dioxide. Oxide, maybe it's oxide. I don't know. I'm sorry, Thai and people that I'm butchering the pronunciation of this, but
I'm just going to play it safe and say Pang Brothers, and hope that's pronounced Pang.
The Pang Brothers.
The old Pang Boys.
Produced by Blue Star Entertainment and Saturn Films, owned by Nicolas Cage. This one's got a lot less production companies attached to it, and
it shows.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Runtime of 100 minutes, so just a little bit longer than Next, but only like 5 more minutes. Budget of $45 million. So it's about $25 million less than Next had. And it made at the box office $42.5 million. So this one was actually a net loss. So not that Next was a great investment, but this one was a worse one.
It's a bit of a flop.
Yeah, and
for the pangs.
It made $15 million US. And all I'm going to say about this is until I just watched this recently and I talked to my co-host here, the Mike.
Thank you.
A lot of famous mics, but there's only one who's talking into a mic right now at this very moment, I think, right? And now we are the only people I know who have seen this movie. So this one wasn't exactly.
I tried to talk to some people like, hey, I'm watching Bangkok Dangerous. Just no bites.
Yeah, like what the hell is that?
Like, yeah, you can't even really riff about it with anybody because what the fuck is Bangkok Dangerous?
Yeah, this one of the $42.5 million, $15 million of it was made here in the U.S. So,
and just to give a point of reference, out of 82 movies ranked, this is the 77 seed.
Yeah, this one's a little bit lower.
So it's down there. As opposed to, I think Next was like 52 or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it was mostly arbitrary, but just for the record, this was
hey, if we could trust those ratings completely, we wouldn't be having this podcast. But the people need to know what we think, we're here for. Because we are the real authorities on this, on all things Cage.
That's true.
I mean, you can talk to us, or you can talk to the Cage Man himself. No one else.
He's a bit harder to reach because he's working real hard.
Francis Foreign Car Coppola. he might be one. But the reviews here. Rotten Tomatoes, as he said, this was the 77 seed based on a ranking of from 1 to 82 of his movies on Rotten Tomatoes. This one got an 8% on the tomato meter. So 8 is pretty low. 26% in audience ranking. So, 1 in 4 people who saw this movie enjoyed it, but less than 1 in 10 critics who saw it enjoyed it.
But that's not including the people who loved it so much that they couldn't even find the time to go and rank it on the internet.
That's true. They were too busy raving about it to everyone they met that they couldn't type it out.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure that there's at least one of those people out there.
Yeah, some of the best movies don't even get reviewed because people are so hyped about them they can't even fucking press the buttons.
Very true. Metacritic, this got a 24 out of 100 based on 16 reviews. So, again, a lot lower than Next was. And a 5.3 out of 10 user score. So, again, the audience always seems to be a lot friendlier on movies than the critics are. But we'll see how that swings when we get to the really highly critically reviewed ones, what the audience thinks. I know, because like we said, man of the people here.
But though we are man of the people, we can at least admit that when it comes to critics reviewing a movie versus just your typical audience, is that the audience is stupid. They don't know what the fuck they're watching or why they're watching it.
That's true.
They are uneducated and just
scum of the earth.
Scum of the earth, waste of space.
And we can say this because we are men of the people. Like, if anyone else tries to pull this shit, we'll take you down a peg. But,
exactly.
Since we are part of it, we can criticize the things within that community.
Exactly.
We are people, so we can talk about the people. All right.
We are down here with you, fucking idiots.
Exactly.
We're one of you.
Now, this movie is a remake of a 1999 film, also directed by the Pang brothers in their directorial debut. So I guess these production companies came on and decided they wanted to make an American remake of this Thai language film, which I don't know what the language they speak in Thailand is. I'm going to call it Thai. Sorry, I didn't do all the research here, I guess. But
yeah, I mean, and also I went to school in America, so as far as I'm concerned, this country might not even exist. I don't know.
It's true.
We didn't learn about it here.
Thai? I mean, that's something that I do to my shoe.
Exactly.
You can't make a whole land out of that.
Right, and that has nothing to do with killing a mockingbird, which is what I've learned about. So,
what? Central Thai? Okay. Well, So the entire original film is maybe uploaded on YouTube. You didn't hear that from me though. Not the 2008 remake starring Cage, but the original film. The entire one's up there on YouTube with some subtitles.
Hey, and don't flag it for
Yeah.
review. Let the people watch the movies for free.
Exactly. Men are the people here. We want the people to see these movies.
We are here to destroy capitalism.
And now, I didn't go through and watch the entire original movie, but I did a couple of quick click-arounds to get an idea of what it was like in comparison to this one. I watched the ending in comparison, and it really looks like, aside from the basic premise of an assassin in Thailand and the ending, not a whole lot of the original made it into this new cut. The characters have the same names, but they play rather different roles. The original movie is about a deaf and mute assassin who apparently had an advantage in shooting training because he wasn't bothered by gunshots because he couldn't hear them. And now they changed the main character to not be deaf and mute because, and this is quote from one of the Pang brothers, Oxide Pang, from a marketing point of view, Nick needs to have some lines. So I guess like
the people got to hear the Cage.
Yeah, exactly. The people came here for the Cage. You got to give them what they want. Well, I mean, they didn't come out in a lot of great numbers, so like this marketing strategy didn't seem to work all that well.
Honestly, it would be kind of brave if Nicolas Cage went and did a movie where he didn't say a single fucking thing, and he was the.
That would be a pretty damn brave move. And you know, I think if there's any actor that would do that, it would probably be Cage.
Honestly,
like I can't really picture anyone else doing that. So like Nicolas Cage, if you are listening, which I sincerely hope you are.
Love you.
Please go make that movie.
And I might be misremembering, but I think he doesn't have any dialogue in Mandy. He just screams the whole time.
I haven't seen Mandy, so I'm going to have to take your word for that, but that might be the case. So this movie was filmed on location in Bangkok with a mostly Thai cast, which I thought was actually a nice touch considering, you know, a lot of Hollywood movies. I mean, look at Scarlett Johansson in that fucking movie she was in.
Hashtag like, Oscars so white.
Always not casting Asian actors, but this one refreshingly had a mostly Thai cast, aside from Cage, who's obviously American, and the actress who played Fawn in the movie, who is from Hong Kong. And here's a little fun fact. There's a scene where Cage flashes a fake passport as he's trying to get into the country of Thailand, and his fake name on this passport is Cadillac Vincent. Now, our last guy was Frank Cadillac, so we got the Cadillac connection here. The Cadillac connection.
Really,
Cadillac action.
An unintentional,
Cadillac
unintentional correlation between these two. But
took your whip, Cage.
I'm really hoping that in every movie that we watch for this podcast, that in some capacity he mentions Cadillacs.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the lookout for this because it's a common theme that we've identified early on. Maybe Cage is a big Cadillac fan.
Yeah, I bet he's scamming at airports and shit, just saying his name's Cadillac something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past him. And, you know, I kind of wish I had watched Next first because I didn't see if there were any Frankenstein references in this.
Oh, true. Yeah. I didn't look around for any Frankenstein in there. I mean, maybe this lady that he gets a little infatuated with, not to get ahead of ourselves here, kind of brings him back from the dead.
That's true. And he does have bolts in his neck the entire time. So I guess
that was a little confusing aspect of it, but it's starting to make a little more sense now. But yeah, that's what we got here about on our fact sheet for Bangkok Dangerous.
Hell yeah. So should we break it on down?
Yeah, let's break it down for these simpletons.
So the movie opens up with a little bit of a good old narration from the Cage Man himself, where he says his name for the first and I think only time in the film.
Yeah, within the first couple lines, it flipped by me until I was reading the plot summary again after seeing the movie. Yeah. I had no idea his name was Joe.
Absolutely no clue that his name was Joe. His partner calls him just Boss the entire time. And apparently that's not his name. But it starts off with him doing a little bit of voiceover work. and we see him sniping some guy.
Oh yeah.
And we establish that he is assassin for hire.
Oh yeah. He's got this sniper thing all planned out. Like he's got like his watch that vibrates at what was it? It was like 11 p.m. precisely.
Yeah.
And he's in a bell tower so that like as soon as the bell rings, he takes the shot so it covers up the gunshot noise because the loud ass bell. And I was like, that was cool. So they're
Smart
like,
move. Smart move. He knows what he's doing.
Neat little thing. They zoomed in on his watch for that, which made sense in that context. But then well, I guess I'm getting ahead of myself here, but they continue to zoom in his watch on killings, and it makes less and less sense each time.
I was never quite sure why that was happening. But so he kills his first target, and then we cut to him having a meeting with a young fellow. We don't know what's actually before the meeting starts. We see him like cooking up some heroin in a spoon.
Yeah, which,
no context.
No context at all. Like, apparently he was battling with a heroin addiction in this movie. It's not really addressed except in this one scene.
Right.
And then later in the movie when he's tossing out his heroin because he's like, I don't need this anymore. And I was kind of like, sorry. So, I feel like they needed more payoff. But
yeah, and then he stashes aside this syringe, and then he meets up with his partner, who hands him a big ol' sack of money.
Mm-hmm.
At which point, now this is super cool. He, they shake hands, and Cage is just like, goodbye, and he tases him, and then we see that there's also his partner was like, they made it very obvious that he's like a junkie. He's like looks all sweaty and disheveled, and when we see
palms are sweaty,
yeah, knees weak, arms spaghetti, and yeah, so we see Cage tase him. And then take the needle, the syringe, and jam it into his arm where there's already a track mark present. Mm-hmm. So in case you didn't catch the heavy implication that this guy is on something, he's got a nice little track mark in his arm, and then so yeah, Cage just disposes of him,
murders his partner there, tases him, and then makes it look like an overdose.
Right. Which is there's a bit of jumping around here in the beginning, but then we learn that he's going out for his final job.
Mm-hmm. Well, final 4 jobs,
right?
I think.
Yeah, it's
wait, it was final.
Yeah, he says it's his final job, but it's 4 targets, so it's like a 4 for 1. Mm-hmm. So it's it's like the last level in Hitman. There's a
little thing with 4s here too, actually, because or he goes through his 4 rules at the start of the movie, which were like, don't ask questions, there's no such thing as right and wrong, take no interest in people outside of work, like connections will just get you, fucked up or some shit. Erase every trace. Yeah. Leave no evidence behind, and know when to get out so you don't get trapped. I wrote all these down because as soon as he was saying that in the movie, I was like, that's gonna come back later.
Yeah, that's his code. And as we learn, he's very by his own book, rather. He sticks to the code strictly. And
honestly, based on his actions in this movie, not so strictly at all. But
that's I guess that's where I was kind of going. He seems very strict about the code, and especially with his partner, who we will meet soon. But he doesn't really adhere to it himself.
Very true.
And so we cut to him in Thailand.
Yeah, which in a scene that reminded me of like that Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet, because it's just like cutting around with crazy angles back and forth in a well-lit area, and people going like, bah! And there's like titties and there's dancers and things. And
they're trying to capture the pure chaos of Bangkok.
Mm-hmm.
And it works. It's a little disorienting at first. Whoa, freaking crazy over there, dude. They don't even have Wendy's. I didn't even see a Wendy's.
Exactly. What do you do without a Wendy's? Where do you get subpar chili?
Exactly. Where the fuck do you dip fries into ice cream? I don't know. We get a little bit more voiceover here. As he's kind of he starts to discuss how he finds his like partners.
Mm-hmm.
And he has rules for that too, which are they have to speak a little English, they have to want to make a little money, and above all, they have to be disposable. And he's already proved that by killing his first or his previous partner. So we see who ends up being his pick for a partner. There's like a young pickpocket type of dude. He's like selling fake Rolexes to like rich tourists who came to Bangkok to get a prostitute or whatever. And they're, you know, no remorse for these guys. They just seem like rich white assholes. And so, you know, you're definitely on the side of the pickpocketer, or at least I was. So we see Cage meeting up with this fellow, who we learn is Kong, the very Kong from the original. Not the original. It's
from King Kong.
From King Kong.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. You know, that went over my head until right now.
Yeah, if you look like in the back of the shot when they first introduced Kong, you can see like the Empire State Building, which obviously is not in Bangkok, so it's kind of like a so we meet Kong.
For the listener who is unaware, Kong was the main character in the original 1999 Bangkok Dangerous and was a deaf-mute assassin. But they changed the main character to be the Cage Man, who was Joe, who was also in that film, but that's besides the point.
Kong transitions from Batman to Robin, essentially.
Exactly.
So we get a little bit of Cage negotiating with him. He seems skeptical because obviously, why wouldn't you be if some strange white man just came up to you and was like, "Hey, you want to make some money?" So he says the job entails to pick things up, drop things off, and translate when needed. So he kind of lowballs him at first, and they eventually settle on a daily payment of 3,000 baht. Which is about $94 American.
Oh.
USD.
I didn't realize it was quite that low, but
yeah. So
I mean,
he's making less than $100 a day for, he says, a month.
Okay. See, I missed that bit because there were certain parts of this movie where I was like, "How long is this taking place over?"
Yeah, he said it was going to be like a month. He gives himself some time because I don't know, tracking down 4 dudes in Bangkok, I guess, is
So he makes like $3,000 total to be involved in the murders of 4 people, and
or I would say high-powered people too.
Yeah, and he gets his ass beat repeatedly. Spoilers for the thing that we're going to talk about in 20 seconds.
So he sets up his strict set of rules about, you know, the whole not associating with anybody or whatever. He doesn't want Kong to stop for any reason. He wants him to go get a package from a dancer named and we get a funny line here where Kong is like, "Oh, what if I have to piss?" And Nick Cage is like, and then Kong cuts him off, and he's like, "Okay, yeah, not even then." And so if you work for Amazon, you're familiar with this. Where you can't stop working to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, exactly. Or they'll dock your pay for 4 hours worth of pay.
Right. So this movie is kind of where they got that from, which is why this is one of the 2 movies that was not on Prime.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, for all of Cage's good things that he's done, he inspired that poor worker practice for Amazon.
And, you know, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there, you know what I'm saying?
A Snoop Doggy-Dog world.
Yes, correct.
You just gotta roll down the street, smoke some Indo.
Sipping on
Gin and juice.
Gin?
Gin?
Moving forward. So he sends Kong to retrieve a package. We don't really know what the package is.
But I think we can infer, given the whole context of why he's in Bangkok and all
exactly. That. So he retrieves this package. It's the deets on his first target. When he receives the package from Kong, he pulls out another like little bag of smack And I don't know if that was in the package.
Yeah. I
Or
think
if you just
they
had that
discussed
line
that
around.
actually. That was one of the other scenes. The other scene that I said referenced is heroin
Oh, right.
addiction it was part of his terms was that he wanted some heroin for payment, so they
Ah.
gave him heroin.
See,
Which
my assumption was that he only had that to like stage another death. But
yeah, who
I'm
knows?
realizing now that he was just hard pressed to get that smack.
Fucking junky ass
Hell.
motherfucker. What is he? A jazz musician from the 50s?
Exactly.
Like
Bath salts.
I
Like
mean,
those
if you're
things.
not fucking Billie Holiday, what business do you have doing that stuff? And
Yeah.
if you are Billie Holiday, please come sing at my studio.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage again. If you're listening, please write in and tell us if you are Billie Holiday.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
So we get the package, and this is when we get our first reference to elephants in the movie, which ends up being a recurring theme. Because Nicolas Cage has like an elephant painting in his apartment, and Kong's like, "Oh, that's bad luck because the trunk is pointing down."
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that really fucks with Cage's head.
Oh yeah.
So he points out the elephant painting with the trunk pointing down, which causes Cage to fucking stare at it endlessly. But so from there, he
See, I'm confused though if that is bad luck and widely accepted in the culture there or something. Why did this hotel have a painting of it in the first place with it pointing down there? Like you'd think the people who set it up this hotel for people to rent wouldn't have put that there as a decoration.
Right.
Maybe have some foresight, not give your travelers bad luck unless you're hoping that they have bad luck so they die there and you can take all their belongings or something. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, but I feel like it would raise some questions if somebody walked into their Airbnb and there was like just an upside down painting hanging.
I suppose, yeah. They could just get rid of the painting altogether.
Honestly, if elephants are that bad luck in any capacity, just don't have elephant art.
Yeah, good point.
Seems like a safe route.
But
so from here we have Cage going to his first target, which the scenes where he goes after his targets are the fun ones.
oh yeah,
there's a lot of
certainly the best parts of the movie.
yeah, there's a lot of like lulls in between killings and just a lot of not a whole lot going on. The script is kind of throughout.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime where he's not like actively engaging with somebody or doing something badass, it's just kind of like what's
what the hell's
here?
even?
Yeah. So we see him in an alley, right?
Mm-hmm.
On a motorcycle, loading up his gun. And then we get a kid walking by him, and they kind of lock eyes. And the kid's just like, "Fuck is this guy? This guy's about to pop off on somebody." And Cage just stares down this little kid. And he contemplates, like, hey, what if this guy I'm about to kill, what if he was a kid once?
Oh.
You can see a little bit of remorse starting in his eyes. But then he speeds off into
assured that this guy definitely wasn't ever a kid.
Oh, I mean,
How
what are the odds?
Yeah, like 20 to 1, I'd say. I mean,
Yeah.
I was never a kid. When was the last time you were a baby goat?
If I was, I feel like I would remember. So he speeds off on his motorcycle, and see, I don't really know. I'm not an assassin, so I don't know what the protocol is. But it seems like a bad idea to just speed into traffic and shoot somebody at a stoplight.
Yeah.
But that is exactly what he does.
Yeah, it seems like it draws a little attention to just roll up with an Uzi and unload the entire magazine right into the guy right there. And then
there's people everywhere.
Yeah, and then pretty much traffic seems to just start driving when the light turns green like it didn't happen.
Yeah, and if that's a normal occurrence in Bangkok, then I guess this movie got it right.
Yeah,
but
then Bangkok Dangerous.
You know what? Bangkok Dangerous.
Yeah, seriously.
Which they kind of missed out on an opportunity to. He should have, like, somebody, a passerby, should have, like, said after they see this man in a helmet gun somebody down in a car, They should have just been like, damn, Bangkok Dangerous.
Dangerous. Yeah. They just got to get, someone in there.
Like Rob Schneider.
Yeah, fucking Rob Schneider. Like, it would have been great trailer fodder or something, Like, just...
Like, this summer, and then they cut to Rob Schneider. He's like, Bangkok Dangerous! Because that's how Rob Schneider would talk. I wasn't trying to do, like, a racist voice, but,
Sure. You can try and dodge the claims all you want, but we all know that you're racist against Rob Schneider.
All right, I'm officially canceled. Look, I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. So after Cage guns this guy, this was confusing for me, but it gives him a reason to eventually meet his love interest. He speeds off, happens to see the kid again that he saw when he was loading his gun, and the kid's like holding some poles on his shoulder or something. And as Nicolas Cage speeds past him, he happens to cut his arm.
Yeah.
It was very, very coincidental.
When I watched that, I wasn't exactly sure what was happening there. I thought he like gave the kid a high five or something. I was very confused.
There was like a nod or something, at least, like a nod of recognition, like, hey, guess what?
Yeah.
The guy's dead now, so you're safe.
You can go on being a kid because I took out that dude.
You'll fucking maybe you'll be a kid forever. I don't really know how that works. But so he gets his arm sliced, tosses his gun into the river. But here's where we get, so the arm cut serves as kind of like a catalyst for him to go to a pharmacy. Shows up at a nice little Thai Walgreens.
Oh yeah.
And immediately falls in love with the first woman that he sees. And so we get a repeat of the Cage seduction, where he walks into a pharmacy, he sees Pretty Lady, and he just fucking stares at her for a minute straight at least.
And he can't even communicate with her because she can read lips, but only in Thai, and he doesn't speak Thai apparently. Well, I was confused on whether or not he could speak Thai in this movie, because there are moments where he would say things in Thai and people would respond in Thai and he'd understand.
It seemed like he like picked up a little bit.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
definitely wasn't fluent.
But yeah, he's just staring down this deaf pharmacist who's trying nicely to get him needed antiseptic medication.
Yeah, and so yeah, she is deaf and mute. Which is stolen from the main character of the original. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about you, but this scene just took me right out of the movie because we have this badass assassin, and he, for some reason, got an injury that doesn't really make sense. And
well, to quote one of the Pang brothers on here, I guess when they changed it so Cage's character wasn't deaf and mute, they wanted to keep that relationship, because in the original movie, I guess the assassin was deaf and mute and also had a relationship with a pharmacist who it gave him relief to actually meet someone who cared about him as a person. And so like they wanted to keep that dynamic between as a love interest with that going on. But it makes a lot more sense in the original context than in this movie, where Cage is just showing up here as an assassin and then goes to a pharmacy and he just sees a deaf woman working there and is like, oh yeah, I'm getting with her.
And yeah, not having known anything about the original when I was watching this, it just seemed very out of place. It was just like
it was pretty jarring. I don't know.
I wasn't surprised by there being like a lull in the action because he just killed somebody, but I was not expecting him to walk into a pharmacy and just stare at a woman.
Yeah.
Because it felt like you could see with his eyes, he's literally just saying, this is my love interest now.
Yeah.
This is, don't
forget
and the
music in the background got all like sweet and heartfelt. And
yeah.
It felt like I don't know. It felt like a completely different movie, honestly.
Yeah, I really wasn't sure what they were going for. I wasn't sure if they were going to even continue on this thread. But
yeah, at first I thought like maybe, okay, he's just fallen in love with the culture or something. I don't know what's going on here. But
so not only is he staring this woman down, but he's got the worst dyed eyebrows I've ever seen. And if anybody was staring at me with those fucking eyebrows, I'd punch him right in the throat. Because you can't just go in, it's already weird to go and just stare at a woman. But you can't go and stare at a woman looking like that, my friend.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of self-awareness.
I didn't quite pick up on the eyebrows in the moment there, but like looking back, I think I see what you mean there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give this movie a second viewing unless it advances to the next round just
Spoiler
yet.
alert, it's gonna be.
But yeah.
So yeah, that's.
But if I ever have to again, I'm gonna be looking up for those goddamn eyebrows.
And so we cut from there, back into the action because we just had to pause and remind you that Nicolas Cage is capable of love.
Mm-hmm.
We cut back. Kong is getting mugged.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting his shit wrecked by like 10 dudes.
Just blasted in the face with a baseball bat while he's riding down an alley in a motorcycle. Just bam, and then a bunch of dudes on him trying to steal the case because he picked up another case for Cage.
Yeah, he picked up the next package, and these guys need it.
Mm-hmm.
So they beat the shit out of him. They take the package and they run. And despite his bloody and swollen face, he chases after him. He gets that package back.
Mm-hmm.
He's not fucking around.
Not at all.
He needs that $3,000.
Exactly.
Really bad. Hey, and you know what? More power to him. In this economy,
yeah,
I'd fucking chase these guys.
I mean, this is the year that financial crisis just happened, so like, I totally understand. Like,
exactly. Nobody's rich anymore, so he has to fucking chase these guys down. Sorry, I hit the mic stand. That was my bad.
Well, now you did it. Like,
You're
now
fired.
we can't. Yeah, we can't even continue with this anymore. Just get the fuck out.
I fucking suck at this. And I really hate myself.
No, it's okay.
No, fuck you.
I hate you too, but like, you shouldn't hate yourself. I'm doing enough hating of you for the both of us.
That's fair. So after Kong gets mugged, this is where we get our fucking father-son moment.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's funny that you say that because I was just thinking, like, yeah, Cage is an elite assassin, but a lot of this movie he's kind of acting like your dad. You know what I mean? Like he just
definitely
seems very
dad.
daddy.
Yeah, this is
not like ooh daddy. No, it's like your dad who's like, you know, like, God damn it, stop fucking around with that stupid thing, and he like smacks you upside the head and he's like, now go to your room. And
yeah, it goes from you know, just him not being sure about Kong to like cats in the cradle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's just, and overnight, well, not overnight, over the course of like 1 minute, Kong's just like, so I saw inside that case, looks like there's a guy, bad dude. You're gonna kill him, right? Can you teach me how to kill people? And then he just jumps up on him with a knife, like holding it to his neck in the corner, and then he's just like, block this, and then
yeah, we get a sequence of him. It looks kind of like a slap fight, but Nicolas Cage has a knife in his hand.
I guess he's just without telling Kong, he's already given him his first lesson that he just asked for seconds prior.
It's like, oh, you want to run with the big dogs? Disarm me, because I feel like I could be remembering incorrectly, but they seem to imply before this happens that you know, Cage is kind of second guessing this partnership.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is the wake up call for Nicolas Cage that he has to become Kong's daddy. It's like, hey, show me the ropes. And Cage is like, if you don't die from this knife, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Which, you know, that's how relationships should start.
It's true.
Kong didn't come in and stare Cage down. All right.
Mm-hmm.
He came in and said, will you help me? And Cage tried to kill him.
Exactly.
That's how it should be.
That's a much better way than, you know, just staring at a deaf lady and then just, I don't know, being a creep. And
yeah.
Having like beautiful heartfelt music play while you are really just ostensibly being a creepy old tourist man to this lady who's just at work. I don't know.
Yeah, she's just trying to do her job. He doesn't know she's deaf at first. He's like clapping at her. Like, hey.
He's just like, hey, this thing.
Pay attention to me.
Yeah.
There's a white man in here. Hello. Please, I need to be the center of attention. And
English. USA. Have you heard of it? I'm from there. We will conquer you for oil.
We are number one. But see, he's not rich anymore, so she doesn't give a fuck.
It's true.
It's really hot in here, and I am laughing my balls off at this shit. Sorry, you continue.
Please air out those balls, Engineer Dave.
Yeah. Once they've been laughed off, you might want to like crack a window and like just wave them out there to cool it off, get rid of some
show
of the
the
sweat.
neighbors, that type of thing.
I can smell those balls from down here, David.
You should smell them up here.
God, I can't imagine.
Well, maybe after the podcast is done.
Yeah,
we got a job to do. Then we can get with our ball sniffing.
Let me know if you need to take a break or whatever.
If we need a breather, it'll be your balls.
Oh.
Just to be clear, this whole podcast runs through a giant mixing console that heats up like a space heater, which is how a lot of people say space heater.
A space heater.
I know that's how I say it. But yeah. So where were we? Oh yeah.
So we have
Cage was daddy.
Cage is daddy now, and we get him going for his next target, which is when we learn that Nicolas Cage can fucking hold his breath like a goddamn champion.
Oh yeah. Oh well, I want to say they go through a training montage with Kong.
Oh yes.
And I remember being struck by immediately in the training montage in that scene. Kong's face was all fucked up from the mugging,
right?
But immediately in that montage, he's clean. Like it looks like he hasn't had a bad day in his life. Like how long was that supposed to be over? That all those giant facial cuts and bruises healed so quickly.
I mean, maybe he shot up a little bit of Cage's heroin and it fucking made his face all pretty again.
I also want to say that if this whole thing does take place over a month and Kong becomes pretty good and skilled at what he's doing, is that all it takes? Is a month, like less than a month of training, like maybe a week of training to become like a very skilled assassin? Because like,
I'm glad you brought
give
this
me
up.
that training.
I'm very glad you brought this up because I have been saying for years that it's easy as fuck to be an assassin.
Oh yeah,
and I don't know why more people don't do it. It's stupid.
You know, I always wanted to, but I was just worried I wasn't qualified enough for the position.
Right.
But
some people are worried about like getting caught and stuff. But if you just wait for like the 11 o'clock bell to go off, no one will know that you.
And then bam.
Exactly. So yeah, we get the training montage. Kong is suspiciously looking clean and like he didn't just get the shit rocked out of him.
And then we get the Cage breath holdy scene.
Yeah. So his next target is a guy who and I didn't really catch this completely, but I think he like sells women into slavery or something. That's the gist that I got.
It sounded like he kidnapped young women and turned them into underage prostitutes.
Right. And so you're rooting for him. He's you kind of want
clearly the good guy in the scene.
Yeah, you want him to take over as the protagonist of this one. And so he lives in this big like DJ Khaled looking mansion, and I only use that as a reference because
he yelled, "We the best."
He jumped in the pool and he said, "Father of Assad." So this guy jumps in the pool, and who is underwater lying in wait for some reason, still wearing a beanie
with no scuba gear either.
No
which,
scuba
like,
gear.
It amazes me that he's been underwater for this long.
I don't know how do you time that out.
I have no idea.
How do you know when this guy's gonna go in the pool? And you know what?
And beanie it up.
Right. I was not expecting him to be dressed like a cat burglar in a pool, but I guess that's just the ropes.
Yeah.
You don't fuck with Joe.
You never know where the Joe will be in your pole.
Oh, okay. So I'm seeing how they got the idea for this. It's starting to make sense. So, and while this is happening, we get more of the developing relationship between Cage and Kong. Sorry, Joe and Kong. The montage is like it's like a split between them having like heart-to-heart conversations and them like slap fighting each other.
True.
It's like cutting back and forth. So we get that Cats in the Cradle. They're really hammering it in.
Just going at it like Cage is like, "This is the thing you do, all right? And here rules about assassinating." Wait, does he tell him his 4 rules? I'm gonna assume he tells him his 4 rules. He's got to.
I think so.
you gotta leave no trace and not take an interest in people outside of work, even though that's what I'm doing right now.
You gotta know
Son.
when to hold them and know when to fold them. And he really does learn that lesson. And then, of course, they use that very heartwarming montage to transition into Cage getting his courage up and asking out the deaf pharmacist lady that he stared down.
Mm-hmm.
Because the movie doesn't want you to forget that there is a relationship at stake.
Exactly.
For some reason.
Yeah. It's really important to the overall plot of the film that he talk with this random deaf pharmacist, not talk with her.
Right, but talk at her.
Yeah, talk at her and about how it's spicy. And
yeah, they're eating dinner, and he doesn't even need to speak because he's too busy
sweating his balls off,
He's-
kind of like Dave up there.
Yeah, he's like, Thai food too spicy.
Yo!
Shout out to Engineer Dave sweating his.
Shout out Dave.
And that's actually the reason why it's so hot in that room. There's you guys keep a bunch of Thai food.
Yeah. Well, there's a whole Thai kitchen in the closet. We removed a vocal booth to put in a Thai kitchen.
Oh, nice.
I'm cooking some shit on the console right now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. It's the real deal. Holy feet.
Could you toss a couple of eggs on there for me too?
Oh, you gotta do.
I already got you covered.
Hell,
Already got you covered.
Thank you.
And so we're on this date with the spicy food. They run into an elephant to hammer in that imagery again,
Mhm.
because it's one of those dates where there's just animals wandering around.
Yeah, like there are.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many times I've been walking around downtown and, there's just a giraffe there. And, me and my date walk up and pet the giraffe.
Oh
and
shit, that's a
feed it
fucking-
mini bananas. And
Yeah, it's like that thing from the painting in my house.
yeah.
Oh, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
And so they don't want you. The movie doesn't want you to forget about the relationship, and they don't want you to forget about the heavy imagery.
Mhm.
Like this movie is a real treat for people who are like not good at picking up, on
I
cues.
was going to say that, little metaphors and things, they'll really hammer you over the head with those. Because his forest, well, we'll get to that in a bit. But
And this is kind of similar to Next in that the relationship just fucking takes right off. So we go from first date to she's taking him home to mama.
mm-hmm.
Kong's daddy is meeting Fahn's mama. Is it Fahn? Is that her name?
Yeah, fun.
Fahn, which means rain.
Yes,
And-
as there's a very belabored scene pointing out.
Yeah, so not only does he learn the word for rain, but he learns the sign language for rain.
Which is basically just
You just you pretend you're like hopping like a bunny with your
Yeah.
hands, and then you like twiddle your fingers.
Yeah, twiddle them.
So that's how you learn sign language
Twiddle
via
it,
audio. So yeah, he meets Mama.
It's important that you learn sign language through audio because, I mean, you gotta hammer it into your brain in so many different ways so that you always remember it. And if you
Somebody's got
remember,
to teach these deaf bastards.
exactly. They're not really part of our target demographic.
Anybody
are they?
who's transcribing this podcast right now, please stop immediately.
Yeah, cut that shit out. That's
Noted.
yeah. That it's not supposed to go to people who aren't
Are you
listening.
gonna go off on this? Are we gonna? I didn't mean to go off on this, but
Oh, here's the thing.
fucking
Deaf
deafs.
people, I bet you're all lovely, but also you're not part of my customer base, so you're dead to me.
exactly.
That is capitalism, ladies and gentlemen.
Capitalism? Hell yeah.
God, I'm so sorry to anyone who has deaf family members. God.
So Cage is taken home to Mama. He tells them he's a banker because that's what you do when you have like a job you can't talk about. It's just the word that comes out of your mouth when you can't say I'm like an assassin or a sex worker or whatever to
Yeah.
your girlfriend's mom.
You're a banker.
I'm a banker because
Yeah.
you don't ask questions about bankers.
Exactly.
There's no grounds for any further discussion. I'm a banker.
Yeah.
Okay,
I work
nobody gives a
in
shit.
banks. You know what? This is 2008 though, so she should have been like to that banker, like, "Oh, you're a banker?
Oh,
you giving out them subprime home equity loans?
Hey, let me get some of that fucking money. Do you get a discount on money from being at the bank?
How's it feel to not be strung up and murdered for your crime?" I don't know. Oh, well, hold on here. I feel I'm very conflicted here because I was just talking about how people are dead to me because they aren't part of my consumer base, but also I'm angry at the people who abuse their consumer base, which, no, I'm not. You know what? Never mind. I have no cognitive dissonance here. I mean, let's move on.
So to summarize, fuck the deaf and Nicolas Cage was a banker. So they do a little bit more smooching here, and we get...
Do they smooch? I don't remember any sort of physical affection going on between these two individuals.
I think in my notes, I just wrote that they were smooching when it got too lovey-dovey for me to pay attention. So there might not have been any physical interaction, but they're fucking looking at each other, and it's gross.
They're eye smooching.
Oh yeah, they're fucking... I hate it. There's no implication that they just banged, which is fine, but... So Cage goes home, and for some reason I took notes on all the elephant stuff because it was I thought it might be leading to somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But he goes home and he turns the elephant painting upside down. Because you know what? He needs luck because he's in love.
He needs that luck because he loves this random woman who he kind of harassed at work. And, I guess not harassed. She seems happy about it, but
yeah, she seems fine with it. But at the same time, I feel like he turned the painting upside down because, like, he thought maybe it would make her hear again.
Yeah, maybe. He doesn't have a very good understanding of how that operates. But
yeah, I mean, who does? He's not a doctor. He's a banker. So he turns the fucking painting upside down. And this is where we get, he's kind of like trying to turn his life around, right? He turns the painting upside down. He throws his heroin into the pond.
Yeah, which there again, I was kind of like at that point, I was like, I have never seen you use heroin in this movie, like at all. It's been implied that you do maybe, but you haven't done it or anything. It doesn't seem to be interfering with your life.
I've seen you give it to someone else.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't feel like we have a cathartic moment or anything where he's like, I don't need this anymore. Because, like, I didn't really know that he was even doing it. It wasn't really confirmed to me in any way. Like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, yeah, apparently he does heroin. I forgot about that.
Yeah, because they don't spend any time at all, like, making him seem like he's suffering or, like, from a withdrawal or, like, he's a junkie or something. Like, there's really no implication that he has, like, some
problem.
Fix that he needs to satisfy, and
except staring at random ladies in pharmacies' face.
But that's normal. That's fine.
That's part of his character. It's pharmacies, diners, one of the two.
Diners, drive-ins, dives. But here's the best part.
I forgot Guy Fieri was there. But yeah.
Who do we see across the pond when he's throwing his heroin into it? Do you remember?
No.
You remember?
I was too busy writing about, like, what's with the heroin thing, because that wasn't built up.
Let me tell you this. You're going to think I'm joking, but this happened. You can go back and watch it.
All right.
There's receipts. There's a fucking elephant.
Oh,
just standing there.
Really?
Yes.
I overlooked that completely.
They're just like, hey. And then it kind of trickles off after that, but
yeah, I think because the last time I remember an elephant coming up was when he turned the painting upside down.
Yeah, so there's the painting, there's the elephant at the date, and now there's just a random stray elephant waiting to suck up the last of his heroin. And so they cut that scene out, but it's implied.
Yeah, I think that's in the deleted scenes actually. It sucks up the heroin and then it's not enough for the elephant. Well, I don't know why. I saw the deleted scene. I guess I didn't know it was going to be at this part in the movie, but it makes sense now. But yeah, it gets the syringe stuck in its trunk and then it dies. And
yeah, it's really an allegory for pollution.
Yeah,
and then it gets its head stuck in like one of those.
Cage sheds a single tear as he sees it happening, and
then
an owl comes down. And he says, "Give a hoot, don't
give
pollute.
A hoot, do not pollute."
Yeah, it says "do not" because the "don't pollute" was trademarked and They didn't want to pay the rights. But
Yeah, and then he said, I think he says, yak, 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 give me that smack. After that. I put in my notes here at the most recent elephant sighting that this is starting to seem deliberate.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's a very astute observation on my part, I feel like. So
I really didn't see that. I want to go back and watch.
I was like, come the fuck on. We get it. All right. And you know what? If I recall correctly, actually, now I'm not even comfortable saying it because I feel like they probably did something where like the elephant's trunk was pointing up, but I'm pretty sure it was down. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going for. Right? Exactly. Mm-hmm. He's throwing the back. Maybe now I want to watch the scene again because I bet he walks up with the heroin, trunk down. Mm-hmm. He throws the heroin in the pond, trunk up. Da-na-na. Holy shit. Yeah. If that wasn't in the movie, we're gonna have to remake this another time because holy hell. And so after all this elephant lovey-dovey nonsense, we finally get back to some good old-fashioned killing, or attempted killing at first. So they're in like some kind of floating market. They're all in boats. Mm-hmm. And
wait, hold on. I do want to point out that I think there was another training scene with Kong where he's teaching him to shoot.
Ah, yeah.
Because I have written here, squeeze the trigger cliche.
Oh, yeah.
As they always put in movies. You gotta squeeze the trigger, not pull it. I swear to God, I've heard that in every movie that has ever had a person with a gun. But
oh, yeah. Is this just in my head, or is he, like, standing over Kong's shoulders? Like, holding his hands? Like,
yeah, I think it's just in your head, but the way you just work those knuckles there, it's gonna be in my head now too, and I might have to go upstairs for a minute. But
hey, it smells like balls up there. But
yeah, I don't recommend it.
I also wrote Nick Cage, Assassin Dad.
Dad Assassin.
Yeah, Dad Assassin.
Honestly, if they don't make a series,
Bangkok Dad Assassin, more like it.
Hell yeah.
But sorry, go on. We're in the boats.
Yeah, we're in the boats.
Shooting things, I think, later.
Yeah, they're trying, they have their gun disguised on the boat in like some fucking flower arrangement. And they're heading towards their target, trying to look inconspicuous. Then they get stopped by a fucking shopkeeper who's like, buy my shit. Mm-hmm. And in the process, this gives their target time to spot the weapon and speed off, which is where we go into...
Just jumps in a random speedboat.
Yeah,
bam.
Yeah. Jumps in a speedboat. We got our boat chase going on to pick up the slack from this lovey-dovey nonsense we've been watching so far.
More movies need boat chases. I actually, this scene, I was kind of like, this is cool. I like the way this is set up. Like, it's pretty cinematography and stuff. I remember looking at it and being like, I like this.
I mean, the movie is shot really well. It looks beautiful. And they definitely didn't skimp on that aspect. But the script just does not really complement it. It doesn't do any favors for anyone involved.
The Pang brothers have a good visual eye, but the writing not as much, I don't think. Or at least maybe I should go back and watch the original, and it's very well written, but
maybe. And you know what? Maybe they're fucking
But in
deaf
translating it for an American audience, it didn't work. Yeah, maybe they are deaf.
So yeah, a boat chase ensues. And this is a pretty good scene. I at this point had kind of started to zone out, and then they really pull you back in with this high octane fucking boat chase, which, as you pointed out to me before the podcast, he shoots the shit out of this guy while he's lying in a boat. His target is lying in a boat.
Yeah, and then he just proceeds to stand there in the boat for about another minute and a half with a bunch of bullet holes in the bottom of the boat. And the boat isn't taking on water or anything.
It doesn't even start to sink.
Yeah, nothing at all. In fact, I think Kong shows up and then gets in that boat with him after he shot the guy.
If there's not a Mythbusters on this scene, there should be.
Yeah.
Also,
we can film one.
We could.
Yeah, let's do it. How do you think they feel about firearms in Lake Michigan? shooting holes in boats and stuff.
Gotta be legal.
I don't see why it wouldn't be.
Just go down to like Rogers Park. He'll be cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That'll be good. But what I forgot to mention is my favorite part of this scene is that when he catches the guy, he gets his fucking arm cut off by the propeller of the boat.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So Cage uses this guy's own gun on him.
Uh-huh.
He just takes this gun out of the severed arm and fucking pops a whole clip into this guy. And he escapes unscathed. But yeah,
I had that written here. That severed arm with the boat. It was kind of hilariously shot because it was just like he just kind of moved the boat propeller vaguely near him, and you hear him go blah, and you see it kind of fall off in a weird CGI manner.
Yeah,
I guess CGI from this era of films, I think, is kind of not aging well because we were at a point where they stopped doing practical effects because they felt CGI was good enough to carry it without practical effects and the CGI being layered over the practical effects. But now we've gotten CGI good enough to the point where that works. But back then, we can look back on it and it's kind of like, this is looking kind of funky and weird. But
yeah, it kind of reminds me of the ending of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre where Leatherface falls over and his chainsaw like hits his own leg. He's just it's the same kind of like, I get what you're going for, but it looks a little bit clunky in the execution.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fun though. I liked it a lot. As I do Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Sorry to Toby Hooper. Rest in peace. So of course, there's only 4 targets. Every time we knock one down, we got 3 out of 4 down now.
Mm-hmm.
So naturally, gotta cut back to the kissing and smooching.
Oh yeah.
Because this movie would only be 45 minutes long if we didn't have
How
this.
do you know that Bangkok Dangerous if you don't...
Bangkok. And that's,
dangerous manner.
That's where the title really comes from.
Exactly.
So we get back to the smooching. Now this scene actually is the best lovey-dovey scene because this is where they're on a date.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, he starts to like trail behind her. She's like a few steps ahead of him.
I think he's getting a phone call or something.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden he gets attacked from behind. A couple guys run up on him. And they try to pop, bang on him. And quick reminder, she can't hear shit that's going on here.
She deaf.
And so Cage starts blasting the fuck out of these guys.
Yeah, one of them pulled up on him with a gun, aiming it to his head, and he just knocks it away, shoots that guy in the head, and then shoots another guy, and then, he shot that guy in the direction that Fawn was facing, and there's blood splattering on the back of her jacket, and
she reaches back, sees, can you really feel blood? Like, there was just a little, not too much blood. But
I bet you could feel like maybe she'd be like, oh, some rain fell from a tree or something. Some water fell.
She puts her hand back. It's like, oh, fuck, that's blood on my hand. And she turns around and she sees this fucking deranged man holding a gun.
Which I gotta say, that's gotta be incredibly confusing. Because I want to say the first part of how this scene started off actually too. Or hold on. No, he wasn't getting a phone call. I'm thinking of something else here. I remember... What she did was she handed him a note, and she walked away kind of nervous about it, and he opened the note, and it says, "I'm so happy when I'm with you."
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was it. And so she's just like sitting over there like, oh, I hope like he feels the same way or something like that. and just imagine turning around on a date and your date has murdered 2 people next to you.
I can't even fucking imagine what was going through her head. Also, it would be super funny if the note that she gave him just said, do you like me? Yes, no, maybe. Because that's essentially what it was.
It's true.
And then he fucking murders 2 people. And you know what?
Check yes or no.
Here's what pisses me off. I'm gonna go on a rant. I hate to fucking target these deaf people again, but so she gets super pissed that they're on a date and she wanted to hand him a note that said, "Do you want kiss me?" And fucking she gets super pissed that he murders these people, but you know what? They had it coming. They attacked him first.
It's true.
And she doesn't give him a chance to explain
why
she's covered in blood.
Now, I suppose I understand where you're coming from here, but I gotta think about this. I've been on some online dates and stuff like that where I felt a little nervous going in. And I could understand how she would be nervous. You know, she's deaf. She doesn't know everything that's going on around her all the time. You know, and this guy who's a foreign dude, like, and let's be honest here, white people have a tendency of exploiting the Asian countries, particularly in Indochina region. So, like, not a great connotation, and then he just fucking murders people there, so I kind of would have been like, yeah, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I guess that is fair. But, give him a chance.
It's true. I mean, if they were going to make it, if this was going to work out at all in any way, like, she had to go.
I mean, it was.
If she's so happy when she's with him, I guess I got to give you that. Like, I mean, well, what should a little murder get in the way? I mean, they jumped up on him.
What if, in her mind, this is how it played out? She hands him a note that says, "I'm so happy when I'm with you." And he's so disgusted that he pulls out a gun and just shoots 2 people in the head because he can't fucking stand the thought of this woman.
She's not even mad about the murder. She's just mad that he's that upset about.
It's like, wait, what?
Him.
I thought we were just banging.
Yeah,
I'm gonna fucking pop these dudes. I'm gonna find the 2 nearest guys and I'm gonna fucking shoot them in the head.
He's just overflowing with rage. Like, no, I don't want you to be happy. I wanted you to be submissive.
So that's probably what she was thinking, and that's fair, because that's what I would be thinking.
Yeah, and well, she runs off.
Runs off.
I don't remember what happens next exactly. Does it cut to anything else, or does he just show up outside her door?
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Now here's where we get the scene where his natural reaction to her running off is him going home and ripping the elephant painting out of the frame and setting it on fire in a garbage can.
Now I remember that.
Because you know what? The good luck wasn't that good.
No.
And so he had to fucking take it out on the painting.
It was, in fact, pretty bad.
I wouldn't be surprised if they cut out a scene where he goes back to the pond and just murders a fucking... He just hops on the back.
He shoots the damn elephant. And then, like, he feeds one poison.
They think he's a poacher, but really he's just super fucking pissed at the bad luck that this elephant has brought him. So he rips the shit out of the painting, he burns it, and then we cut to Cage like constructing a bomb.
Mm-hmm. In some like paint cans or something?
Yeah. Which it kind of calls back to like the heroin scene. He's doing something tricky. That much is for sure, but we don't know why or what.
Tricky Nick.
He will be known from here on out. And so he's making the bomb. He starts tracking his last target. And meanwhile, Kong has kind of developed his own relationship with the dancer,
who's been handing Kong the briefcases that he brings back to Cage for the targets.
Right. And so he goes to visit her, and he discovers that she has been accosted by the bad guys. And they beat the shit out of Kong and demand to know where Cage is staying.
Mm-hmm. Because I think there was a scene setting that up earlier where initially in the movie it was set up so that the people who were hiring Cage and Cage don't know each other, and it's better that way so that nobody gets involved. But then they realize their fourth target is not spoilers for things we're going to talk about in like 30 seconds. He's a politician.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, spoilers for this podcast.
he is Thailand's JFK. We'll find out.
Who fights crime and fights all sorts of bad people, as Kong says to Cage. And the bad guys, they decide that since it's a politician that he's assassinating. Something could go wrong really easily, and it would be better if they know who Cage is, but he doesn't know who they are, so they can't lead it back to him, I believe. And
Yeah.
they just want to, I don't know.
Something like
trying to figure out some weird shit. Just,
yeah.
So they're trying to kidnap Kong to figure out who he is. I don't really understand their logic. It's movie bad guy logic. They just got to do a thing to inconvenience the main characters.
Yeah. And I mean, it works at just that. And so Cage goes to get. He's basically the reason I said that his last target is Thailand's JFK is because they have him set up in like a Lee Harvey Oswald situation where he's like in a fucking clock tower or something with a sniper rifle. The politician's in a car.
Hold on here. I think before this, he was going on right before that. He repeats all 4 of his rules because they want to beat you in the head with these motifs.
Oh, yeah.
They did with the elephant. He's repeating all of his 4 rules and clipping to all the ways that he broke his 4 rules. He got involved with people outside of work and Kong and Fawn.
Yeah.
And he made the mistake of he didn't ask questions, but he found out who this target is, and it's a good guy who's like fighting bad guys and stuff, like a good guy politician. And he's not erasing every trace, I think, because he threw around guns all the time with fingerprints on them.
Yeah,
and
tossing
shit.
guns in the water, tossing his smack into the elephant's hole.
Yeah. But go on with your summary.
Yeah, sorry, I jumped a little bit too far ahead, but yeah, he's got his last man in his sights, and as you said, when he's kind of going over these rules again, right when he gets his target in his sights, he has the realization that he broke the don't get personal rule. He has a flashback to Fawn, and he misses his shot. Like, he doesn't even take the shot, does he?
No, he gets spotted.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He gets spotted by the 5-0. They start shooting the shit out of. I don't know how they saw him. I guess.
No. I have no idea. It's just they were standing there and they were like, "Look in that window!"
Yeah, they just
open fire,
unload.
I might have clipped there. Sorry.
And so
You're fired.
Hey, fuck you, Dave. Sticky balls.
I don't fucking tempt me, motherfucker.
All right. We cut to.
By the way, you didn't clip.
Okay, cool.
Wow, good job apologizing for nothing. Okay. So unprofessional.
I'm
this
really
guy.
good at that.
I'm sorry. I'm clearly the superior host. Not that it's a contest.
Superior in that you're dumb.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with this.
I got bigger
than me.
dumb.
It's true.
Yeah. So Cage goes to his house. He's packing. He's ready to flee because he knows he's out of options. He's
Rule 4: know when to get out.
know when to get out, and it's past time. I mean, he's
I would like to. I'm thinking it's time for me to get out again because, like, I haven't seen that movie since it came out. And
yeah.
It was a good movie. I'd
it was
like
a really
to see
good
that
movie.
again.
Yeah.
Jordan. I mean, I should watch it again before I see Us. See like the changes between the two.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, well,
Nicolas Cage should have been in Us.
he really should have.
Yeah.
Well, he should have been in Get Out too.
Oh wait, Get Out 2? I haven't seen Get Out 2.
Oh yeah. Well, it would have been better if Cage was in it, but it's about a guy who's playing Nicolas Cage, and he goes into a really racist neighborhood, and he's like, but he's not affected by the racism because he's white, and he's just like, stop being racist, and then
and see, that's my one problem with like Jordan Peele's movies are really good.
Mhm.
I like them a lot, but they need more like white people.
Yeah,
I feel underrepresented.
they need like a white savior.
Yeah.
I feel like a white guy who comes in and makes everything like good for the brown people.
Yeah, like it would be cool if in Us, their doubles were white versions of themselves.
Oh, sorry, I just got tripped up. I think a light bulb burnt out over there. But
I saw that. I just assumed we were getting flashbangs, and I was just gonna roll through it. But yeah, so he's getting out of his situation, and this is where we see the payoff of the paint can bombs, because as he's packing, some men enter his house to kill him, And it's like he could see 2 minutes into the future.
Yeah.
Because
I have a feeling this might be the same person, because, like, I don't know. I mean, he has stuff like that. His method of flirting is to stare down women in public places. I don't know.
These character choices can't be.
They both like Cadillacs for fake names, apparently.
Exactly. Yeah. And these movies are only a year apart. So
Vincent Cadillac. It's true, and they're only a year apart. Like, I don't.
There's too many similarities for this to be pure coincidence.
The only thing that I need to confirm it would be a bunch of elephants in the movie Next, which I didn't remember seeing, but maybe it was when I was looking away. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I feel like in Vegas there's got to be elephants, right?
Yeah,
it's all show tuning and shit. So he throws the paint can bombs down his stairs, runs into his bathtub, blows the fuck out of his entire house and the men in it, besides himself, because it's safe in the bathtub. I don't know how... We got to do another Mythbusters on that.
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Apparently bathtubs just shield you from explosions, generally. I don't know. Or fireballs, at least.
Yeah, if you're Indiana Jones, just fucking climb in a refrigerator.
Yeah.
And you'll be good.
So yeah, a movie that I think also came out around the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe they were on a roll with large white appliances and getting it. White Savior.
Exactly. All the while, it's a fucking advertisement for white people and appliances.
It's true.
And it worked because I have appliances in my house. And I'm pretty sure that's because I saw Indiana Jones. Legend of the Crystal Skull. So he blows the fuck out of these guys. There's like one guy who's like in the throes of death, and he asks him where Kong is located. Turns out he's with Sarat, the last target, I believe.
No, that was the guy who hired him to do all this.
Okay, he's the other guy. He's, yeah. Okay.
And who also, was trying to get him killed now for some reason.
Right.
Well, I guess now they want to kill him because he fucked up and he didn't kill the politicians. So they're like, well, we got to eliminate this guy in case he gets arrested.
Yeah, he knows too much.
But before that, they were just doing weird shit for no real appreciable reason. But...
Not that I know. Yeah, so Cage knows some shit is about to go down. And he goes to, he's planning on going to save Kong. First, he makes that stop, though, at his now ex-girlfriend's place. And he's knocking on the door. She can't hear it. And so she still hates his guts. But he leaves. He says his goodbye. And she chases after him. He doesn't give a fuck. Or he just doesn't see her. But
I gotta say, I was a little confused by that. That he just shows up at the door and he like bows to her, and then like as a way of saying goodbye, and then he leaves and gets on the motorcycle and drives away, and she's chasing after him. I'm like, why did she chase after him? Like, I feel like she had some legitimate complaints here. Like, he killed people on a date. Like, I'd probably, I don't know. I don't just forgive like random murders. Splatter blood on me.
It's not worth chasing someone down a street in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I would say let it go. It's fine.
Yeah.
You'll find somebody. In my notes here, because I was confused about the fact that he couldn't see her in the rear view, I noted that his hair has left him with no peripheral, which I think is the case.
It's just flopping right over the mirror.
It's just cut out. He's complete tunnel vision because his fucking hair. So he goes on his little raid to save Kong and I don't recall what this means, but I noted that he blows a dude's body off
with a grenade.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I remember this. Yeah, the guy pulled a grenade and is about to throw it, but he's popping around the corner, runs up, catches the grenade, and then puts it in the guy's hand again and stuffs it into his chest and knocks him against the wall and then jumps behind him in action movie star way. It's pretty fucking ridiculous, but
so good though.
I don't understand how he survived that. But,
I mean,
apparently bathtubs and small blonde-haired Asian dudes will protect you from explosions.
See, I would have believed it if he would have hopped in a bathtub.
Yeah.
At that scene.
Also. Exactly. If there was a bathtub there, it would have made or a refrigerator, I guess, too.
or like maybe a washer and dryer combo. But there was not. He just kind of rolls with the punches there. So he finds Kong. And he's fucking shooting everybody. I think he's pop banging everybody. And the important bad guys flee, including the target. Yeah. And so he's not gonna fucking have this. He is chasing him down. He's shooting him through the window. And so the cops show up. He's chasing this car down. He kills everybody but Surratt. Right?
Shoots all of them down. Surratt's just sitting in a car, like ducking down, trying not to get shot.
Yeah. He hops in the car and like throws it in reverse. And
I think he was sitting there in the back seat with the and there was a dead guy on the front seat who died with his foot on the brake, but the body slipped. That's what I gathered from it, I think. The body slips off of the brake and it starts rolling backwards into the cops.
Yeah, into the cops. Kong is standing there by the cops watching with bated breath, hoping that his daddy is okay.
Yeah.
But the viewer can see that Nicolas Cage is holding a gun to his own head.
He's like hugged in Surratt and is laying his head next to him and puts a gun to his head, so he's going to shoot them both.
Yeah, and I mean he does. That's literally the end. He fucking one bullet blows both their brains out. Show Kong's sad face. Cut to credits.
No, it wasn't just show Kong's sad face. Cut to credits. It cuts to a shot of Kong in a completely different location, at a completely different time, standing near a river, just standing there looking kind of brooding. He's wearing different clothes. It's a different context. There was, I don't think there was an elephant, no. But it's like, it's even color graded differently. It's like, it's got kind of like a greenish tint to the whole picture, whereas the rest of it was kind of like orangish, bluish type thing going on. But, yeah, I don't know. I was confused by that. It was a good 15-second shot of like panning around Kong just standing by a river in a completely new context. I guess he's sad and thinking about this later, but then credits. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I think I completely zoned out at that last part because I was like, all right, Cage blew his own brains out. I don't really see where it's going from here. And I mean, it didn't really go anywhere from there, so.
Nope. It went to some random location that had nothing to do with anything. But, yeah.
So that's Bangkok Dangerous. Quite an ending. I was truly not expecting.
I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense to me. But, well, I mean, it made a little sense. I guess he broke all his rules. Like, his deaf lady that he stared down isn't into him anymore. Yeah, well, so apparently she is, though, because she's, I don't know, chased after him, but...
Yeah. I don't think he intended to kill himself. I think he just wanted to like shoot his own ear out.
Oh yeah.
So he'd be like, I'm one of you.
Yeah, I'm one with you. Can we put the murder past us?
Right.
Yeah. So thoughts on Bangkok Dangerous? I don't know.
I mean, it's like we mentioned earlier. It was in the bottom tier as far as his movies were rated. Script was bad, but I gotta admit, I didn't hate it. I
didn't hate it either. I thought it wasn't a horrible movie. It was mostly just really, really mediocre.
Yeah, it was. It really didn't go over the line to do anything super special. The action sequences were great. They kept the entire movie afloat.
They were good. I mean, they were well set up, but sometimes there are a couple of parts where Cage just looks kind of clunky as an action hero. I think he's more a drama and acting guy than he is a jumpy. He's not a Tom Cruise. You know what I mean?
And at this point,
or a Vin Diesel.
He's getting on in age. And
yeah, true.
So, yeah, I mean...
But some of those action scenes were good. Like, I like the idea. I like the boat chase, the way that was laid out and everything. But the editing was a little weird. It was shot nicely.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't too long, which is A thing that I am remembering now, because like movies around this time, these were both about an hour and a half. Movies used to be kind of more closer to an hour and a half, and now they're getting closer to like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
There's something I forgot. It's like new movies that's like a trend. Movies are long now.
Yeah, and in some cases,
good.
It works.
Yeah, it's good when it's a good movie.
Right.
When it's not a good movie, it's not good.
Right, because there's some movies where it's justifiable, where you have things that you need to unpack, and you don't want to rush it like some of these like 90-minute movies where fucking everything's happening and nobody knows why.
Yeah.
And so if it works, it works. But sometimes if a movie is 2+ hours and it's bad, it feels like it's 10 days long.
Exactly.
And it's very, very hard.
I think that's part of the reason why I'm not hating this movie as much as I feel like I would if it were made like last year.
Yeah.
I bet it would be 2.5 hours long and it'd be just as mediocre, and it would make me hate it a lot more because I had to sit through an extra hour of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And there was already quite enough padding. It didn't need any more.
Yeah. The tone was really all over the place.
Truly.
All those scenes with Fawn felt really out of place.
Yeah, I was not invested in that relationship at all.
No.
Which is a common thread between these two movies. Just kind of a forced relationship.
Yeah.
But I will say that it definitely works to this movie's benefit that it knew when to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, so I guess, some commonalities between these films. Cadillac is a name.
It's a good one, too.
It's a really fucking good name. Cadillac. Sponsor us.
Oh, hell yeah. Nick Cage. Sponsors.
Stare downs of women into forced relationships. And, action with Cage, I guess, but...
Yeah, big action sequences. No rolling logs in this one.
Yeah, no rolling logs. Not really any bad CGI either, surprisingly, considering how much smaller the budget was. But there wasn't a whole lot of things to CGI. So.
Yeah, but that works to its benefit too. Because instead of taking me out of the movie with bad CGI, they're doing it with bad romance instead.
And elephants
and elephants.
But yeah, so let's bring this head to head. It's time for the titular cage fight.
Cage fight. Can we get a ding ding ding?
So, head to head matchup. What stood out about each of these movies to you?
Because these movies were both so mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
They really needed to kind of hammer in some big action sequences to really make it worth sitting through.
Mm-hmm.
So those sequences are really what stand out for me because I'm a red-blooded American who loves explosions and beer, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm supplying the beer and they're supplying the explosions, brother. And yeah, like what really stood out to me in Bangkok Dangerous is kind of like that boat chase sequence.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite part of that movie.
Yeah, and I guess in next it would be also that even though the CGI was not great, that log sequence was kind of cool.
It was cool. I guess the part that stood out to me in next was the 40 cages part.
Oh yeah.
I liked that bit. I also thought it was kind of cool in the action scenes where he's just pointing out things that were happening before they were happening.
Yeah.
In Bangkok Dangerous, definitely the boat chase scene is the best part of that to me. The climactic fight didn't really feel all that cool, but some of the assassinations were cool. I also like the opening assassination with him timing it up with the bell ringing and the shot. I thought that was a cool, neat touch. I don't know, between the two, Bangkok Dangerous had really bad tone issues. Like it jumped around back and forth constantly. It was action-y sequence with assassinations, then the story just drags to a halt as he's romancing this deaf girl, and it has really nothing else to do with what's going on, and really doesn't seem to affect. I mean, I get it that they were trying to say that he didn't go through with the last assassination because he was torn up with, he broke his rule and he was all like into people outside of work and it messed him up and he doesn't want to do this life anymore. But it didn't feel like it would logically lead to that. You know what I mean? It didn't feel connected enough, and it was totally dissonant. But Next had a decent plot. It had an interesting idea for a plot and everything like that. And I think that kind of carried it for me a little more. So if we're bringing this to a vote,
should we do it at the same time?
yes.
All right, let's say the movie that you have chosen to advance. Oh, and
I'll count to 3, and after 3, you do it. Okay.
All right.
do we have a tiebreaker just in case?
Oh yeah, I believe our tie.
I'll be the tiebreaker if you want me to. I have a vote.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Dave's got a vote. He has not seen either of these movies, but I trust him.
Yeah, I trust him.
I
to know what's
am
going on.
informed because I've been sitting in front of these speakers sweating my nuts off for the last fuck knows how long.
That's true. You've been slaving over the
Slaving over those boards.
Yeah, the ones and whatever.
The ones and zeros, and also the analogs. And
yes.
Okay, can we get that countdown, Engineer Dave?
All right, do you want me to count down from 3 or count up to 3?
could you count like up to 15?
Yes.
Can you count up to 3,000? Because that's how much Kong was getting.
I'm numerically dyslexic, guys. Like, please don't be hard on me.
All right,
Can
I'll
you
show
count
you
to
the
pi?
back of my hand
Can you count to pi?
in like hundreds.
No. Go 1, 2, 3 pi. Because pi is like 3.14, so it wouldn't be like a full second after. So it'd be like 1, 2, 3 pi. If you got that.
Right. Well, I'd have to like kind of subdivide it in my head. Like 1.
Count from 1 to
2,
3,
1,
but
2,
in
4, 5,
fractions.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3. 1.
Okay, yeah. 3, 1 pi.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that, guys.
Oh, okay. We can just do like
All right, let's do down from 3,
down from 3. All right.
if you can handle that.
All right, you boys ready?
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1.
Next.
All
Hell
right.
yeah.
I think we lined up on that one.
Huh. You know what? I could see 2 minutes into the future, and we both said Bangkok Dangerous, so I shot us both in the head.
Well, that's good. Because I kind of thought about this at the end of the day, because neither of these movies made a big impression on me, but Bangkok Dangerous was kind of all over the place, and I thought, if this advances to the next round, I'm going to watch 80 movies between these two and the next one. I'm probably going to have to watch whatever won this round again, and when I thought about it, I would rather watch Next than Bangkok Dangerous again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
that's
that's-
interesting because I was going to vote Bangkok Dangerous despite the fact that I haven't even heard any dialogue from it just because of that creepy, what do you call it, the incest joke in that movie.
Oh, and next. There was,
that wasn't Next.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Wait,
I see.
He's
Well,
voting
I
against
was
it.
voting against Next because of
And
that.
that's fair. That's fair. I mean, personally, I'm pro-incest, but
True.
See, I'm
You
a
do
Christian, so
yeah, we are a Christian podcast, so I
We
probably
are
should.
Christian, but I mean, the Adam and Eve, I mean, their kids had to be incestuous. Cause,
That's true. We are all children of incest because they are our parents.
but Jesus struck people dead over that.
True. So
Yeah, you know, now that I think about it,
he also
they can't really
cursed
get
a
their
fig
story
tree.
straight. Well,
He did.
I think I've taken down those commandments. This is all weird. It's all
Yeah.
up in the air now.
I
Shit.
think I can't believe I've been eating fig Newtons this whole time, not knowing that they were cursed.
Yeah.
So
Well-
next has advanced to the next round, which
Dun, dun,
let me do a quick look to see. Should we say what it'll be up against? Because it's up against a movie called Birdie, which I don't know what the fuck that is,
dun. Mhm.
but it is the 13th seed.
Oh,
So
damn.
next, that's going to be quite a task.
Well, I like birds. So
Yeah, me.
I mean,
I
I also like a birdie in golf, I think. I don't know. I don't golf.
yeah, me.
But I
either.
think that's a good thing.
I think that's one of the good ones. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that'll do it. We have our next matchup. Lined up.
Our next episode will be the movie Deadfall versus the movie USS Indianapolis, Men of Courage. So,
It's gonna be a
prepare
tough
yourselves
battle.
for that. Now, Deadfall I am familiar with primarily from a video online called Nicolas Cage Loses His Shit, which is a compilation of a lot of weird Cage moments from movies, and he's got like a weird mullet and mustache thing going on. Well, not mullet, it's like a bowl cut mullet thing. He looks like if one of the Beatles was a porn star.
Oh yeah.
He's always wearing these aviator sunglasses and yelling really loud about, "Come on, man!" Rah! And it's got, okay, I'm excited for it. USS
I'm looking forward to it.
Indianapolis, I'm not as excited for, unless he,
I'm only familiar with that in reference to our last episode, where I think we predicted that he will hopefully punch a shark. So
hopefully.
we'll see if that happens.
Well, we will see you guys next time, and keep up with us, man. Watch these movies, and
Keep on caging on.
you have a wonderful life, viewer, listener.
Farewell for good.
If you're a viewer, please go stop viewing me right now. That's kind of creepy. If you're a listener, continue listening.
And if you're deaf, I'll see you in hell.
Yep.
And if you would like, make a donation to NPR.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Good night.
Cage fight. Oh yeah. Cage fight. Nicolas Cage.
This has been a Solid Work production.
Solid work. Solid work. Solid work. Hey, solid work.